Okay, I think we're live. Time for another one of these. Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel, live stream here. We will be rolling here in a second. I got all kinds of stuff to show you. Very busy week. Lots going on. First, I got to put up the thumbnail, which is completely ridiculous. Got a ridiculous thumbnail for you tonight. If you're a friend of mine and want to come on the show, make sure you send me a message. Maybe I can send you the link at some point. If you got something important to say weather-wise, at least, that would be good. That would be good. Yes. Comedy Meteorology Report. It's your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada. I'm just setting the show up right now ahead of time. This is the pre-show. It's not the show. It's the show before the show. The show used to not be live. And then we started doing it live at 7 o'clock because that's when we make the radio show. And then eventually we're like, the best stuff happens before and after. And then it just became like a long live stream sort of deal. So that is where we're at these days. I'm just setting the podcast up. Give me a second. You can do the things that I do if you like, which is share it. Share it to somebody who might care. Yeah, we don't get a whole lot of, I'm a small-time channel. People think I'm a big deal. I'm not. I'm a very small-time channel. And that's why every week we do our best to reach as many people as we can. Facebook's been good to me lately. I've had 13 million views this past 30 days on there, so that's been somewhat telling. It'll be a few moments before I can look at what anyone's saying. I'm just putting it on the Facebook there because that's, as I say, where we've been getting a lot of action view-wise lately, although YouTube's been pretty good to me too. We've had over 1,000 new subscribers this last month as well, so thank you, everybody, for being part of what we do. We'll have Frankie on here in 28 minutes time from now. We'll start the radio recording. We broadcast on 4 radio stations. More on that when it's time. Broadcast on many radio stations. That's right. I would like it if we had more. I would love it if we were on 50 radio stations. That would be great. And Facebook's not putting the thumbnail up. That sucks. I hate when you post it and it doesn't show the thumbnail. So then people just have to guess. Oh, Facebook, you suck. Brutal. Okay, well, maybe Blue Sky will at least show it. Brutal. Okay, well, it shows up when I post it, but then when the post actually goes live, it's gone. It's gone. So I'm just sharing to some of these places right now, and then we're going to start looking at. We'll start with flight radar because there's still planes flying at this time. We'll look at some of the good news in the province. We'll look at Drive BC. We'll look at the state of emergency. Here comes Brandon Hauk back from his trip. We got video from Brandon up in Uranium City. He was up in Uranium City on his vacation. That's a real Alberta kind of vacation. Let's go to Uranium City. And what he found out was you'll have to wait till we show you the video. Well, what kind of city Uranium City is. It's quite the city. Are you there, Brandon?
Oh, yes.
Hey, buddy.
Good day.
Okay, there we go. We are officially live, and we are a go right now. How you doing? How was your vacation?
Oh, my 2-week vacation was great. Absolutely. What an adventure that was.
Although I liked how, for the first day or two, you kept putting pictures up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fishing. And then I said, that's a lot of pictures of you fishing, but not a lot of pictures of fish.
Yeah.
And then you put up one with a nice laker there.
Oh, yeah.
And then your
Eventually we caught fish.
Your guide caught a huge one I seen.
Oh, yeah. 33-inch. It's pretty big. Trophy trout.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I think one of the biggest fish I ever caught was 36 inches.
Oh, yeah. There's 40 inches that were caught that week as well. So, yeah, they just weren't biting my hook, apparently.
Yeah, well, at least didn't get totally skunked.
No, we got, I got a couple. I was really good at catching the pike. Oh, yeah.
That's they're so fun. Although they tire out pretty quick, but they bullet run, right? It's just
oh, yeah.
Just let them run.
Yeah.
They will snap your line like nothing. But then they do that 3 times, and they're like, I can't take anymore.
Oh, yes.
Can't take anymore.
And I guess they should talk about the plane ride up too. Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
I would love to hear about that. I would love to hear
that was quite entertaining.
What I got here first is some images. Look at this. The skimmers are out working right now.
Hmm.
Here they are, all 6 of them.
Oh yeah.
Getting some water. Looks like
Oh
that's
yes.
their. You can see their water, their tank up run there. Getting some water, and they've been dumping on this one flank outside Summerland. Looks like the east or the west, sorry, and northwest flanks.
Yep.
Definitely had people asking me about this one today. They're like, "Is it time to flee Penticton?" I was like, "Well, the fire activity on that side is, if there was a good time to evacuate Penticton prematurely or make any actions like that, it was probably a few days ago. Not that we're completely out of the danger zone,
Yeah.
absolutely not. But and there is some fuel in between there. There's definitely some fuel in those hills. But so our skimmers are at work. This looks like a bird dog, I'm guessing. Yep,
yeah.
that's the bird dog. We got a couple helicopters here. Oh, we got an A-Star. Oh, we got it's like an old Sea King, the Sikorsky S-61. It's like the old school Sea King helicopter you used to find on the Canadian destroyers. A helibus.
Oh
I've
yeah.
never seen one of them on a fire before. Sikorsky S-92. And this Airbus helicopter we have no image on either. He's coming out of Penticton. We had a plane that was just on here and it's gone. I seen people like on this as I'm on a flight radar tracking group, and that happened. The plane just disappeared, and they're like, "Oh my god, I hope they ejected safely." The person posting the picture, I was like, "Yeah, I don't think they want to do that." It's
Yeah.
just because they turned their transponder off or they're too low or
Oh yeah.
they landed. I don't think it's time to start ejecting yet. But, people they don't know. They don't know. Some Air Canada flights there coming out of Kelowna.
What
Looks like
flight's that one?
medical flight there.
This is London.
Yeah, Delta going to Seattle, crossing
Going to
our
Seattle.
airspace. What's going on around Clinton? This guy looks like he's high up. Yeah, going to Frankfurt. Look at the colors on that guy. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh, I saw that plane actually, in Calgary, just last week actually, going by the airport. Saw that. I was wondering what flight that was actually.
A Kiowa style, a 406 style, but it's actually a 407. That's your classic Bell 206 style. And yeah, so that's kind of that. And there's our ugly plane one more time.
Oh yeah, that plane. Yeah, I saw
Going to
that last
Frankfurt.
week. It's Frankfurt, Germany. Huh. I thought we were thinking, oh, it was Ireland or something.
And other than that, but yes, clearly, I'm not sure what those are. That's going to Quesnel. That's an air ambulance there, going up to what looks like Prince George. All in all, things are coming along pretty good fire-wise. Here's some more. Look at these 212s there, heavies. He's obviously doing some dumps. Yep. Challenger there, Bombardier Challenger. There's from London. There's that guy
London.
again. Here's our skimmers. They're coming back in for their run. Here they come.
Right.
Here they come. We'll watch it for a second, then it will go like blank.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're not paying for this. You only get 3 minutes. But this is our bird dog. The bird dog flies around and basically they operate. You can see just in a holding pattern. They operate basically as the eyes in the sky, aerial command. It's kind of like your tower. Somebody's got to be in control there. Here comes Ryan. He just seen the eclipse yesterday. He's in Europe.
Oh yeah. He went to Europe. I went to Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Well, my vacations are more like yours. I don't really leave Canada much. Come on, hit it. Hit it. Here they come.
Is he still in Europe?
Still in Europe.
And he's sideways.
Hold on. Oh, I'll do it this way. I don't know why he keeps doing this now. So
sometimes you have to flip it a few times. I don't know.
Right? It's not work. I don't even know.
There it goes.
So weird.
And now he's gone.
Oh, he's frozen.
All right.
Oh, did you freeze?
There you
go.
Oh, damn it. There we go. Back. See, I can't go too far. So behind me, can you see the lights behind me here?
Vaguely. Vaguely. Let's see. We'll turn this
Vaguely.
off for a
So the
second.
lights behind me, that's Europe,
Ooh.
because we are just entering the Mediterranean. The
Ah,
temperature has
yeah.
actually probably risen about 5 or 6 degrees Celsius over the last 2 hours as we have left the Atlantic and are slowly moving in to the Mediterranean. Now, if I walk to the other side, we'll see if
You're
we
in
can see some light.
Gibraltar.
Well, we're not quite that far yet. So if you go onto the maritime map, you can see where all the ships are. And so behind me, there's the actual boat stuff.
So you're probably the only person up on the boat right now.
No, everybody is up right now
Oh,
because
okay.
it's the last night.
Oh, it's the last
So,
night. Okay.
Yeah,
Everybody's up,
it's the last
having a good time.
Oh,
big
yeah,
night.
marine traffic.
Exactly, right?
I forgot about marine traffic.
Yeah, so it's a little dark right now, but there's a bit of light over here. So you need
How
to
do we-
look for the celebrity eclipse, or not eclipse, equinox. So we're
Got
a little
it.
far out yet.
Oh, that's it right there.
There we go. So now you can see where
First
I'm
click.
at right now. So Tangier will start
You're next to
showing up
Jurassic
probably.
Park.
Yeah. So a little bit later on, Tangier will start showing up over here. And of course, behind me will be Europe. So we'll be going in between. But yes,
Nice looking boat.
it's not so
Yeah.
bad. It's a little bit older, but they've done it a lot too for everybody. Because it's a what do they call that? When they commandeer the ship. So as you can see behind me here, it's all done up with this Vikaya thing, which is the people that took over the cruise for us.
Ooh.
But yeah, so here we are in just about to head in.
Well, and I knew that this was going to happen because it's the Ryan Vodalainen Vacation Index. We have like thunderstorms going on in Vancouver
Right.
Island right now, and I guess none in the lower mainland.
Every darn time. Yeah. And
That's
Colin's here as well.
That's a real thing, the Ryan Vodalainen Vacation Index there.
I know people laugh about this, and it's true. It happens all the time.
Meanwhile, when I go on vacations, for 2 weeks, we did not have a thunderstorm here. And then I come back and it erupts. So it's the opposite for me, apparently.
Yeah, it's like that. I go to
Apparently.
Saskatchewan and tornadoes are falling everywhere. And all my Saskatchewan storm chaser friends are like, what did you do?
Yeah.
Lots of lightning down south today and not much rain in these cells. Not much rain. A few of them are a little darker, but most of what I've been seeing from people is images where the storm, basically the rain base is just evaporating before it hits the ground. And I've seen that too with dry weather sometimes, like when the ground gets so parched dry, it gets to this point where it like rejects rain. There's like definitely a meteorological explanation for that. But I've seen it with my own eyes, like rain. Why aren't you raining? And it just can't do it. It's like, no, it's too dry there. Can't have it. A couple nothing burgers south of me, but yeah, southern BC has got lots of lightning going on right now. So make sure you're ready to call star 55555 or whatever 5555 star 55. There was a story that came out, and it may be true or it may not be. But what was being said was that someone had actually called in the Summerland fire an hour before it's reported to have started. This is the rumor, and it could be true. And I noticed, though, in the post it said, I called 911 at 4:30 in the afternoon. And I'm like, well, that's your first thing you did wrong. 911 is not a good place to call for a wildfire. Like, their dispatchers are city folk that have never been on these back roads whatsoever. They just want an address. What's the address for that? What's the address? Is there an address? Well, there's no. It's a bush road. You call BC Wildfire Service, and they specialize in the bush roads. They know where all of them are, and you can describe where you are sometimes, and the dispatcher will figure it out. So that's my advice: is to not call 911 for a wildfire start, and then, Okay, here's the next thing I want to show you, because you guys want some good news for a change, right? Want some good news in BC? Here's the good news today. There is No avalanche risk.
I I go away for 3 weeks, and this is what you tell me. There is no avalanche risk.
No avalanche risk right now. We're pretty good in BC for avalanches. Imagine if it was snowing right now, how terrible that would be. Because
Yeah, it'll return on Sunday.
yeah, well, who wants to shovel snow when it's 26 degrees out?
Exactly.
Okay, Drive BC. So we have a partial opening now on the 97. I understand today.
Yep. It is
Partial-
open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Weather
So-
permitting, fire permitting.
And then we're seeing on the west side up here, hydro crews have made some gains today in establishing hydro lines. So
That whole road is going to have all new hydro lines all the way from West Kelowna to Vernon at this point.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so that's one thing. And luckily, we haven't seen this fire take off any further north. So it's not challenging 97C there right now. Luckily, they took some rain on our fire. Their Boston Bar fire was pushing towards Brookmere and places like that on Highway 5, Coca-Cola Highway there. Luckily, it hasn't grown very much because we don't want to see that highway get closed off. That's a major artery. We do have evacuation orders along 99, Upper Hat Creek, and then we have 97 closed also in this section still by Clinton. So we have some road closures still in effect, and easily if we had hot enough weather and things were standing up and blowing up like they were last week Friday, these are areas of threat, areas of concern where 99 would get closed off. We'd have the one closed. We had some fires in Highway 3, but they seem to be becoming less and less stories. And then you'd have the 97, possibly 297s closed down. So you can see why we're in a precarious place in BC. But also, this is the funny part, is that everyone was screaming they wanted a state of emergency. Why isn't the government making a state of emergency when we had, one little area out of a giant province? Now, that did change a little bit when the Summerland fire came because I think the big concern in the province was too many people on the move. They had to put hospitals. They had to relocate people from hospitals. Like, lots of resources were needed. So I think one of the big concerns the province had in declaring a state of emergency at the time was 20,000 people. What are we going to do? We need to commandeer some places to. So yeah, but the same people who are screaming, we want a state of emergency. Once we got the state of emergency, we're upset because now they can't go in the back roads with their ATVs and stuff. So I'm seeing all the government are totalitarians. Well, you guys, it's the same people who wanted a fucking state of emergency. What do you think a state of emergency does? So I mean, if you're south of 100 Mile House, basically you can't go on these back roads on your ATVs, go off-roading and things. But north of there, sure, you sure can. So like the large part of BC, as you can see, it's just like a little tiny region of BC that's in trouble. And then the vast, like 90% of the province still is doing good. We've had clear air here almost the entire time. So just to put into context that I don't think, barring any real hot weather returning and some fires blowing up, I don't know if the state of emergency will last past 14 days. Also, we didn't need the state of emergency to get the Mexicans to come. They were already here. We didn't need them to get aircraft to come. They were already here. Some of them, some extra folks already came from Alberta. And then people are like, well, how come they don't bring in the army? Like this big panic. And it's like, man, I fought fire with the army. And they're really good at shooting stuff. They're not great firefighters. They're trying. They got better over the years, I noticed. But I mean, that's not what they do. They're not experienced professionals. And it's like any unit that gets deployed to fight fires, it's quite likely not the same unit next time. Maybe if there's a national military style firefighting force, okay, I could see some arguments for that and some aircraft and stuff, sure. But it's a lot of money to invest when the provinces all mostly have their stuff and you can generally share the things around. It's a lot of money to invest. Maybe if they got the 515s, they can be used for search and rescue as well. But now we got the 295 Cormorant, or not the Cormorant, the CC 295 that's coming into service. So the Buffalo.
That said, the Mars bombers are not going into Okanagan Lake, people.
The Mars bombers, yeah, I've been seeing that one too. They've been fucking retired 11 years, man.
Yeah. Why do we not have the Mars bombers going on to these forest fires? They're Summerland. I'm like, because they're fucking huge. Pardon my French. So they
They're
don't.
garbage.
Yeah,
Sorry, people. You can't
they'll
even get
pick up.
you can't get
They'll pick
parts.
up exactly, and they'll pick up the 5 people that are on the lake that aren't even supposed to be there as they swoop in to get water.
Okay, you're
So
starting to sell me on the idea. Okay. I've seen a lot of the pages like this that have popped up. This is Ember Watch. I've seen a lot of people making their own little pages. I think it's kind of neat. Kind of neat. You can
Fire
tell
Live
here
is
that
pretty good.
Fireland.
Fire Live.
Oh yeah, Fire Map Live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use that one a lot. Here's another one here, talking about properties and
Oh,
property
that's a good
damage
one.
in Summerland. Summerland Fire Map there. Nexussolutions.ca/fire map. Just sort of giving reports on the state of properties and
That said, Summerland dodged a bullet, really.
Yep.
Like I feel for those that have lost their places in Summerland, but it could have been so much worse.
Yeah, well, that's 70 Mile, Clinton, Boston Bar, Summerland. There's only one community that got threatened that hasn't survived, and that was the one that had the fire start right in it, which
Yeah.
was Okanagan First Nation, and it's like, by the time anybody got there could do anything, that thing was already ripping and out of control. Definitely seeing some new orders going out along, like I said, up along Upper Hat Creek. There's fire activity in these hills, although not much. It's in terms of like what we've been seeing, there's been a reduction in fire behavior in some of these 3 fires. Nicely, enjoyably. We still have the state of alert there, the evacuation alert, next to Penticton. But as the fire activity gets calmer and calmer on this side, I said to my friend in emergency management, I'm feeling good, actually, that Penticton's not going to need to have a big major clear out. Like, a number of fire days we have left is getting smaller and smaller. Up the Beaten Arm, there's actually an alert that's been put out by Camborne Fish Creek or something, Fish River, and the Incomplamux Inkamaplu River. I don't know how to say that. Inkamaplu, one of them. Fire Map Live, just like you were saying here, on our Bald Range fire. So yeah, like there's some activity being seen, and it's definitely pushing out a little ways. Definitely pushing out, but the western flank seems to be where the activity is, and it seems to me this map will get redrawn a little bit when we get the next official report from BC. For Wildfire, what that completely looks like. You can't just assume that this is the actual fire edge, but when I see that kind of activity, I expect that the official fire edge will move. I do anticipate that, but nicely, and like Ryan said, Summerland did catch a break. One of the good things about this fire is that, and you can tell just by looking at, we'll just pick a representative hill here. There's not a lot of fuel on these hills. So they tend to burn like California fires do. And this is true in the Kamloops fire zone in many places, where it started off in these hills where there's a lot, out by Falder, where there's a lot of fuel. The hills get more rainfall and they have more forest. So the hills, fire comes running through these hills, generating a lot of heat, and then it's getting into this sagebrush land and grasslands, and there's still fuel there, but what they tend to do is flash over, and there's not a lot of duff layer there, so the fire has nowhere to really hide easily. So if you can stop it on the night it's blowing up, often in this kind of country, this sort of grassland stuff, generally you're good to survive because there's not a lot of places in the duff layer for the fire to hide. Whereas you look at a lot of our fires. I mean, this is more the case if you look at our buddy. Oh, I'm a little bit upside down here, but if we look at our buddy here, that's been, it's pushing into some burnt forest in through here, and I don't know exactly where, but that's kind of helped it from not getting to the 5 too quickly. But you look in this forest type, and this is closer to rainforesty kind of country. The duff layer is sometimes several feet deep of just decomposing stuff. And the fire lives in there and wakes up the next day when it gets hot out and starts it all over again, finds some fuel and goes. So my experience in fighting fire, and of course I spent a good portion of my career deploying out of Kamloops, My experience in this country is if you can kind of catch it on the first day in this less than treed country, you usually are going to be okay. So that you can definitely tell in our ball range fire that the fire activity is, look where the trees are. Right, they're a little bit more duff, a little bit more roots that it can live in there, and things. Places where it can hide for the night, and then when it gets enough sunlight, enough heat on it, by 2 in the afternoon, usually at the latest, they're starting to come up out of the ground and do their thing. So we also haven't had the extreme heat this week that we saw when that fire took off. We do have a little bit of activity, it seems like, close to the 99 there, Upper Hat Creek. Not much. I'd say that this fire is looking better and better all the time. There's still some flanks where some of this is probably internal burning, I'm guessing, just looking at where the dots are. This looks like maybe an edge that's difficult to get to or control. Maybe some of these are actually intentional burns. And if you look at the shape of the line, remember I was saying, because back a week or two ago, or 3 weeks ago, the line was all over the place. It looked like the West Coast. And you could see where they did a lot of these controlled burns to make that a more even line, take away the surface space that they have to work on, and removing fuel. One of the areas that seems to be kind of still pretty active is around this Big Bar Mountain. We might see some change in that boundary there. And we're seeing more burning on that French Bar Creek to the south as well. Winds have been kind of coming out of the north today. And we're not seeing these two bridge the gap. Not. So there's less and less fire activity. The longer this can go like this, the less chance that these two are going to actually meet up. Which, at this point, it really wouldn't make a big difference if they did, effectively. Like, it's not like there's anything really in there of note much, right? I don't know if there's anybody's properties in there or whatever, but it's, you got 5, 6, or 8 kilometers or something in between there. It's not big at the closest point. But all in all, our fire activity is sort of in line with how our nights are getting cooler and longer. We've had a bunch of 5-degree nights here in Wells. So, I mean, that's good, right? That's good. The Incomaplu River. So they put out in the Beaton Arm here south of Revelstoke. It looks like there's been a little bit of activity around there today. Nothing crazy. Nothing's torching big today that I see. So it's, we're good. We're good. How hot will we get again? Well, we'll dig into that, I think, throughout the show. And 9 started in the last 24 hours, but 13 declared out. But we are
more lightning is coming, which I worry about. So
yes, well, and that has been 60% of our fires. Here's Frankie. 60% of our fires the last 20 years have been caused by lightning. How many caused by smokes, by cigarettes? Guess how many? What's the percentage?
probably a lot.
The percentage
Out
of
of the other
fires,
40.
the percentage of fires caused by cigarettes, 0.8%.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's lower than I would have thought.
yeah, and that's what I've been trying to dispel the myth of the cigarette for a long time. Now, there's times where cigarettes can definitely cause fires, and I think when you're in the fire conditions that we saw in Summerland last week, that's one of those times where the BUI is so high, where it's so extra dry, the drought code's so high, the duff moisture code's so out of control. You do get moments, and then you have it's 36 degrees and it's windy, and you have 10% or 15 or 20% humidity. These are really good conditions for wildfires to go nuts on. Obviously, that's what happened. Those are the times when a cigarette can really do damage. But generally, even just separating the heater from the smoke itself is enough to make a cigarette safe. And you put the butt in your pocket.
Mind you, I also do. What do they consider a wildfire? What's the definition? Right? Where somebody's throwing something out on the highway where there's a burn scar that lasts a kilometer or so. Is that actually a wildfire?
Yes, as long as it's not municipal jurisdiction.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. If you look at Metro Vancouver, for example, in the Fraser Valley, that would be considered municipal jurisdiction. So
yeah.
Unless you're on the Coquihalla somewhere, which it happens less frequently, then it wouldn't be considered one. So
generally, exactly. Yeah. Towns that don't have fire protection, that'll generally be little communities that don't have any fire protection. That'll generally be BC Wildfire Service. Hey, Frankie.
Yeah. It's 11 o'clock right now.
It
In
is.
what
We'll get
time?
started here in 1 second. I just want to finish
I
this
should
thought.
go up and wave to Frankie across the Atlantic.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that. We want to hear all about the eclipse too from you still.
Oh, we'll talk about it for sure.
But I want to finish this thought quickly before we go to
Yes,
Frankie,
finish
which
the thought.
is 60% over the course of 20 years. But we're in that time of year where the majority of our fires are caused by lightning. You know, at this time of year, June, July, August. And
This is
then
the outdoor edition of Comedeorological Weather Report.
good, Frankie. And then people were asking me, like, what's the percentage of acres burned or hectares burned by causes? And I would still suggest lightning's the highest. It'll be more than 60% of our hectares burned were because of lightning fires. And that's because of where they start. Lightning fires often start on mountaintops, hard to access places. What we saw with the fire, for example, in Logan Lake was it started right next to the highway where it was really easy to access it and get to it fast. So, you know, a lot of our human-caused fires are often the ones that are easiest to deal with. Maybe not in the case of Summerland. Maybe not in the case of, in all cases, right? But in a lot of cases, if the fire activity is not extreme, if the fire conditions aren't extreme, then you're going to find that the ones that do the most burning are the ones that are the most remote or difficult to reach places. So we'll come back and talk about more weather and stuff at 7:02. I'm going to hit record, Frankie, after I cough. And I'm not ready with our theme song yet, so I got to kill a minute as I get that going, just to warn you. Okay, recording to the cloud. Well, hello there, everybody on Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Welcome to the show once again. I am back home. I'm finally back home. Isn't that great? And we are live here every Thursday night. It's the 13th. This is my 2,222nd day of sobriety. Today is. Yeah, isn't that great? So I'm celebrating a little bit. And I got all my gang of comedy meteorology people with me once again, including Frankie McDonald, the world's greatest weatherman. The world's greatest weatherman is here. I got Brandon Hauk. He's back from his vacation. And we will hear all about Uranium City and places like that from him. Ryan Vodilainen is right now on a ship out in the Mediterranean. Almost. He's crossing through the Straits of Gibraltar soon. He's off the coast of Spain and North Africa, and he's just seen the eclipse. More on all that in just a second time. Let's run the washboard, Hank.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather or not.
It's a state of emergency. It's a comedy meteorology report. Your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada. I'm Joey Only, your host here. Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel every Thursday night. We are live on my station, on my channel right here, so you can always come and see the show live if you want, radio listeners. We'd love that. Otherwise, you're hearing us on the radio at CFR. Oh, boy, I'm having a brain fart. Sometimes this gets so hard. Help me out, Frankie. And we're Prince George.
Did you hear about that? Kins and Clump is back in the Kins and Clump studio this week from their vacation as well. And Gary and Dino's going to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina on September 11th.
CKUW 95.9 Winnipeg. Also CHLS in Lillooet 100.5. And, of course, CFBX in Kamloops 92.5. We are here. And Ryan Vodilainen will be with us to talk about the eclipse. Brandon Hauk's going to talk about all that. I might go to Alberta this week if the forecast looks just a little better. I don't know. Seeing like today being a nothing burger and having funnel clouds all over the place makes me think like, do I even know what I'm getting myself into? Maybe it's just going to magically be a really good trip if I just leave tomorrow. I don't know what to do. I want to go storm chasing, but I also have to go to work in the 27th. Life is tough. Being an adult's tough. Real tough. Okay. Well, I've got the world's greatest weatherman with me here in the studio today. It's Frankie McDonald out in Sydney, Nova Scotia. He is the world's greatest weatherman. He is right now walking around outside. He's walking around outside.
Yeah,
and
showing you Charlotte Street in Sydney.
He's going to show us Charlotte Street in Sydney, places like that. Here's the Frankie McDonald theme song. This time for real, not me just singing it.
Frankie! Can you yodel for us? Frankie! Who has the worst weather in the world, Frankie?
Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie!
How you doing so far, Frankie?
I'm doing great so far. Weather all across Sydney, Nova Scotia is going to be Chance of thunderstorms tomorrow. It's going to bring lots of rain all across eastern United States of America. This Saturday, Sunday coming up, it's going to bring lots of rain, thunderstorms in Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and all those places, Washington, D.C. It's going to bring lots of thunderstorms and rain in Manitoba. This Friday and Saturday coming up, it's going to bring lots of thunderstorms and rain in Nebraska, including Kansas, and all those places. And British Columbia is going to bring a little bit of showers and forecast. It's really dry in California. Lots of thunderstorms and rain in Nevada. It's going to turn drier. In the state of Nevada as well. It's lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in the state of Florida. And it's going to bring really humid temperatures down. Florida is going to bring extremely desert-like heat in Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas, all those places. It's going to bring really, really hot weather in Texas and all those places, including western Mexico. Lots of rain and thunderstorms in Mexico and Baja California is drier. And the weather all across Central America this week is lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Guatemala, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Nigeria, Honduras, and Panama. And lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Colombia, parts of Venezuela, parts of Ecuador, parts of Bolivia, parts of Peru. It's drier than normal in southern Peru. It's drier than normal in northern Chile. Snow up in the mountains in central and southern Chile. You got rain shower raining in southern south coast of Chile. In Amazon rainforest is drier than normal. So it's a little bit of showers in east coast of Brazil, including Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, Brazil. In Uruguay and northern Argentina, there's a lot of rain and thunderstorms going on in the forecast. Then you got some snow in the forecast in Stanley Vulcan Islands. In southern Argentina's winter like colder than normal, including Oshi, Argentina. And the weather all across the United Kingdom. Lots of showers and thunderstorms, lots of showers and forecast in Northern Ireland, Scotland, all those places. England's a little bit drier than normal to get a little bit of showers and forecast. In France and Spain, lots of thunderstorms heading towards parts of Spain, parts of Germany, and Switzerland, and Austria, and Italy. Parts of Italy, and right now, southern half of Italy's drier than normal. It's going to turn wet. It's going to aim towards Albania, Greece, and all those places. Then you got some rain showers in the coast areas of Norway, parts of Sweden and Finland in the forecast. And in Moscow, Russia, it's lots of dry weather and showers in the forecast in Moscow, Russia, and all those places. It's really hot in Morocco, Rabat, and Casablanca, including Algeria, Libya, Egypt, and all those places. It's really, really hot there in Sahara Desert. And the weather all across East Asia. And it's got lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Japan, including South Korea, North Korea, Vladivostok, Russia. Lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Wuhan, China, including places like in Taiwan, Philippines, Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and all those places. And forecasting lots of rain going on in Hong Kong, China. A lot of rain going on in Bangladesh and Myanmar and India. India is still in the monsoon season. So much rain going on in Mumbai, India, Delhi, India, Nepal, and all those places. Snow up in the mountains in Nepal, and Tibet's colder than normal. Pakistan, Afghanistan, there's lots of dry weather in Iran, Iraq, Syria. It's desert like in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi, including Oman, Japan, Qatar, and all those places, and Saudi Arabia, and all those places. It's really hot there. So is Israel and Jordan and Lebanon, and all those places. And the weather all across northern Africa. A lot of rain and thunderstorms going on in Ghana, Nigeria, and all those places. In Santiago, lots of rain and thunderstorms there. And it's really dry in Angola, Namibia, South Africa right now, including Mozambique. A little bit of showers in Madagascar. And it's really dry in Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Southern Congo. And Tanzania, it's a little bit of showers and forecast. La Reunion and Mauritius Islands, a little bit of showers and forecast for the southern hemisphere winter. And weather all across Perth, Australia is drier than normal right now to get some rain aiming towards Perth, Australia on Monday coming up. And it gets a little bit of showers and forecast. Brisbane, Australia, Sydney, Australia, Canberra, Australia, Melbourne, Australia is but drier as well. Since a high pressure system is located in northern Australia and Darwin, Townsville, Cairns, Australia is drier than normal. And the weather all across New Zealand in the forecast is. Then it got some snow aiming towards South Island, New Zealand. Versus to the Sunday coming up, it got some really cold temperatures heading towards Gisborne, New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand, including Napier, New Zealand, including Stratford, New Zealand, Hamilton, New Zealand, Plymouth, New Zealand, Wellington, New Zealand, Nelson, North Queenstown, New Zealand, including Christchurch, Dunedin, Invercargill got cold temperatures forecast. Antarctica starting to get some daylight in second half of this month. And up in the North Pole starting to get some sunset up the North Pole soon. In Greece, we are none of it soon enough. And I got something to say here, Charlotte Street in Sydney.
You should describe it for the radio listeners, Frankie.
Here's Charlotte Street in Sydney, Nova Scotia.
What kind of things are on that street? Tell the radio listeners.
Lots of businesses on Charlotte Street. They got Peking Restaurant. They got Connor's Basics on Charlotte Street.
The Peking, eh?
The Peking is a restaurant. They sell food from China.
Ah, I thought it was something else like Peking, P Queen.
I'm
the champion of P.
And those are the restaurants and things like this. And they sell all those local businesses there too.
That looks really good on that billboard behind you, actually, Frankie. I would definitely eat that.
And here's Connor's Office Basics on Charlotte Street.
Connor's Office Basics. You can get staplers and stuff like that there.
They can sell batteries, they sell staplers, they sell printer inks and things like this. They sell papers and replacement printer papers and things like this.
Okay, you tell them they owe us $10 for advertising next time you're in there. You get a free stapler.
They get the printer ink and things like this. When they refill the ink in the printers and things like this. When they print something out and things like this. There's some people printing the weather maps and things like this.
That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. I can imagine all our Prince George viewers right now are like, I'm going to go to Sydney, Nova Scotia and get me a stapler.
And here's another part of Charlotte Street.
Yeah, it's a nice town you got, Frankie. It's a really nice town, Sydney, Nova Scotia. I guess you don't have the world's worst weather videos for us this week, do you?
And then you got to play the video. I sent you the videos.
Yeah, I do have. Do you want to see it, everybody? I
Yes.
got good, Frankie.
Let's
do you
do
want
it.
to do it now or do you want to do it later? Do it right
Do
now.
it now.
Okay, well, give me a second here and I'll get it together. I got it in the downloads, which is good. Here it is. Frankie McDonald's, August 13th, 2026. Video of the week, everybody. Here's all the best Frankie videos of this week.
This is Frank McDonald, my own team station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. AI videos are getting even more realistic all over the world now. Here's me wiggling my fingers. So many AI videos kicking up all over social media, all across North America, all across South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Oceania, and all 7 continents, including Antarctica. They're building so many AI data centers underground. And all across North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Oceania. They're building so many AI data centers all across the entire North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Oceania. And AI videos are getting more realistic. Clowns, trolls, haters are kicking up the super maximum gear on the internet non-stop. People can't even post pictures of Guy and his friends anymore on every social media all over the world. Because AI videos are kicking up a high gear. Even Southeast Asia and Antarctic, they're talking about building AI data centers on the moon, Mars, and any other planets now. They're building so many AI data centers now all over the world. So many AI videos to kick up to every single social media all over the world. So many AI videos non-stop. I'd like to introduce to my fans all over the world, Joey Ali, Brandon Halk, Weatherman from Alberta, Imogen Cookie Bailey, and Joel Stover, and Hildy Donaldson, and Hank, and Mark Engels. I'm doing great so far. Joey Ali is the host of Comedeorological Weather Report every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. It's on CFUR 88.5 FM Prince George, CKUW 95.9 FM Winnipeg, CFBX 92.5 FM McCain, which is on Joey Ali Caribou Weather doing YouTube channel. Joey Ali he was working in British Columbia and things like this. I got a lot of fans all over the world. Typhoon Dolphin is headed towards Okinawa, Japan on Friday, August 7th, 2026. It's going to bring a lot of rain. Winds are going to be extremely strong. It's going to bring damage and wind to Okinawa, Japan, and the surrounding areas. I want every single person in Okinawa, Japan to have your rain gear, rubber boots, raincoats to keep you dry. Unplug your TVs, computers, stereos, and game consoles so you don't get a power surge because of the power lines could be down. Tree branches will be snapped off. There'll be big, huge waves crash on beaches, shores. Have your boats ready. Have your medical kits ready. Have your emergency kits ready. Flashlights, candles, crank up radioactive batteries, generators, bottled water ready as well. And it's going to bring powerful winds with a typhoon force winds. That's going to cause mudslides, landslides in Okinawa, Japan, and the surrounding areas. Heavy rains headed towards Ufa, Russia on Saturday, August 1st, 2026 is going to bring a lot of rain. Heavy rain's headed towards Dayton, Ohio, starting on Saturday, August 1st. Joe Yanni's doing great so far. I'm on Comedeorological Weather Report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. It's on CFR 88.7 FM, Prince George, CKUW 95.1 FM. And Winnipeg,
It's like Mike McGregor in a moo-moo.
I'm on Joe Yanni Show every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. Another major earthquake will hit Indonesia before the year 2026 is over, especially Jakarta, Indonesia, Java, Indonesia, and the surrounding areas. I want every single person in Indonesia to get your act together. Start doing the earthquake drills. Get a grip for people living in Indonesia. Start doing their grocery shopping now. Colombia, South America had a 7.4 magnitude earthquake. Did a lot of damage to buildings and properties. In Colombia, it did a lot of damage from the 7.4 magnitude earthquake. It did so much damage. My name is Frank Dow. I'll be on Comedeorological Weather Report on Thursday, August the 13th, 2026. And Joe Yanni Show. Best of luck to you. I'm Frank Dow. You're listening to Comedeorological Weather Report with Joe Yanni. It's on CFUR 88.7 FM, Prince George, CKUW 8.9 FM in Winnipeg, CFPX 92.5 FM.
It's a lot to remember, isn't it?
It's on Caribou Weather YouTube channel. Joe Yanni's from Wells, British Columbia. He's going to storm chasing Alberta possible next week. Heavy rain's headed towards Calgary, Alberta on Thursday, August 13th, 2026. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Calgary, Alberta, and the surrounding areas. It's going to bring so much rain in the city of Calgary. Introducing my fans. I'm doing great so far. Things are going really well. I'm having a great day. Things are going really well. And Joe Yanni, Brandon Houck, Amy Cookie Bailey, Dave Smith, Winnipeg, and Joel Stover, and all those guys are doing great so far. It's on Comedeorological Weather Report tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. It's on CFR 88.7 FM, Prince Georgia, CKUW 95.9 FM, Winnipeg, and CFPX 92.5 FM, Caleb. It's on Caribou Weather, Joe Yanni YouTube channel. Frank Down. People are getting even more rude on the internet. People getting even more mean and rude all over the internet, non-stop, every single social media, all over the world. So many social media has so many AI videos now, all over the world. Be prepared. Best luck to you, Frank. You're listening to Comedeorological Weather Report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. Joe Yanni will meet me in person for Frank Down.
All right, that's the Frankie video of the week, Frankie.
And did you hear about this? The worst weather in the world for this week is Tropical Storm Lala aiming towards island of Hawaii. That's south of Honolulu. That's the worst weather in the world this week.
Yeah, everyone in Hawaii, all our viewers in Hawaii.
And Myanmar is getting so much flood and rain in parts of India and Bangladesh and all those places that Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, and Indonesia, Malaysia, and China. They're getting so much rain, flood and rain during the rainy season here at Charlotte Street in Sydney.
It's also going to be bad weather on Pluto. It's turning winter there. And it's going to be winter for like 50 years, Frankie. It's bad.
And
Don't go to Pluto.
Hi, Frankie. This is my fans.
We love Frankie.
Hey, we love Frankie too here on the show. Welcome there. This is
Oh,
Brandon.
you guys are live? That's awesome.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
And here's Connors on Charlotte Street. They sell all those printer inks and things like this.
That's where I'm getting my next stapler. Totally
And
going there.
at the basics.
Yeah, Connor's Basics there. That's good stuff, Frankie. Now, Frankie, what about this guy Brandon Houck we have here? Should we try to find the Brandon Houck?
I'm going to interrupt and tell you that Brandon's going to have to wait because my phone might die.
I
Ooh.
think that's reasonable, eh, Brandon?
Yeah.
I don't have your thing ready anyways, so.
Okay.
Perfect. So thank you, Brandon. I appreciate this. So hello, everyone. Ryan Voutilainen here. I am on the Celebrity Eclipse cruise ship. We are actually, it is what? 4:15 or so Central European summertime. I am just crossing into the Mediterranean for the North Atlantic. Actually, within the last couple of hours, when I was out here a couple of hours ago, it was cold. The wind was cold. And as we're moving to that Mediterranean ocean area, water temperatures are rising. Humidity in the air is increasing, which is great because I don't like the cold during August. So it's getting much milder. But I'm just coming off of yesterday being just on the north side of Spain as we head towards the south side and witnessing the total solar eclipse that happened over parts of parts of Iceland and throughout Spain yesterday. What was unique about this one, though, is it was happening right as the sun was heading towards sunset. So it was lower in the sky. unfortunately, it was a lot shorter than some of the well, the two eclipses that I've seen and some other ones, but it was a pretty epic scenario. I've seen some videos that were really cool where there was ones where there was actually skateboarders that set up their skateboard platform that when they went and skateboarded and did their kind of flips around, it made it look like they were doing it within the inside of the actual eclipse itself. So it's been an incredible 24 hours for me. The fact that I've been able to do this on a ship, the fact that it was actually able to be sunny out and light and clear, because the north side of Spain, for those that know, there's always a concern when it comes to marine cloudiness and that sort of thing. And we were able to actually have some clear skies. And the beautiful part too is because we're on a ship, we're able to move around a little bit and find ourselves that clear sky that we were really looking for. So it was an incredible experience to be out here with. I think we have about 3,000 passengers on board that somehow all made it on the top of the ship without this thing listing over, thankfully. The captain actually talked about this. And if you know anything about these big, huge cruise liners, is they actually have stabilizers. So they have these pieces of metal on each side of the ship that actually stick out and allow the ship from actually going side to side. So even though there was a whole bunch of extra people at the top of the ship, and normally you'd be like, oh, that shouldn't happen, those stabilizers were actually what kept us from tipping over, which was great as well, because I did not want that to happen. But it was an amazing experience. And here we are making our way back to, I'm making my way back to Barcelona. And on Sunday, I will be making my way back to Vancouver. So the weather should start getting a little less exciting around BC, because I left for 3 weeks. And all of a sudden, the province is on fire. There's been thunderstorms everywhere. And yeah, so I'm coming home. So it should start ending soon. And people laugh, but that's what happens. So quickly on this side of me right now, it's kind of hard to see, but there's starting to be some light behind me over here, which would be the lights of Tangier in Morocco, which Frankie talked about earlier. And on this side, there are a couple of lights in the distance as well, which would be the southern side of Spain. And in the next hour or so, we will be going past Gibraltar. I have been told that we might get close enough that we can kind of see the rock of Gibraltar. And for those that are meteorological nerds, most of them are familiar with that fun lenticular cloud that is created over that rock. So unfortunately, it's going to be dark, so I'm probably going to miss it. But that just means I have to come back out in this area again next year for next year's eclipse to check that one out.
There's going to be two in the same place?
Yes. So next year's eclipse is happening in August as well. So the trajectory is different. It's actually going to, so where I'm at right now will actually be one of the perfect spots to see it, because it's actually going to slice right through the center of the Mediterranean and then cross south over Egypt. The place for next year's eclipse, the longest, will be in Luxor. So today, the eclipse that I saw yesterday was about 2 minutes long over Luxor. It's going to be just under 6 minutes long, which is one of the longest eclipses that we've seen over the last century. The longest one was a little bit longer, but it was over the Pacific Ocean. So unless you were on a boat, nobody actually saw it.
That's crazy. You spend all this time traveling across the world for 2 minutes. That's
for 2 minutes.
That's
But I will
dedication.
say that those 2 minutes are like nothing you have ever experienced. So I tell everybody, if you have the ways or the means or somehow to get to see an eclipse
Oh my God,
sometime
Michael
in
McGregor's
your
here.
lifetime, go and see one.
Yeah, there you go. That does
It's
sound pretty good.
time.
Now,
It's
we don't.
time
Yeah,
for Brandon Houck Report.
well, we'll get there in a second. The we don't want you to jump off that ship, but I'm not too concerned about it because it's not a U.S. Navy nuclear aircraft
No,
carrier.
I'm not jumping off the ship. I will be here.
You
I'm
actually,
just- They have
you're not
lots of
getting
fun
fed
neon lights
gruel.
going on.
You're not getting fed gruel, and it's not 255 days that you've been at sea. And
No,
yeah, people
this
are
is
people are
day.
jumping off the aircraft carrier trying to die because
Huh.
they hate their lives.
I have had lots of people apologize to me for being Americans. So, and I said, just fix your shit and it'll all be good.
Yeah, that's a good start. An apology, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Yes.
keep doing that some more. And yeah, the poor things. Can you imagine? I'm so So glad we only have a moderately terrible governing system here. Anyways, Ryan Voutilainen, he'll be back, and the thunderstorms will end when he gets back because of the Ryan Vacation
Exactly,
Index.
but make sure before the end of the. I got some videos. If you haven't seen them, check Ryan Bothelainen, and you can maybe show them up before the end of the show. I have posted a couple of photos and a video of the actual 99% into totality. So it was a great spot, and check those out if you haven't already. Thank you guys ever so much. It's time for bed. It is 4:30 in the morning for me, and I haven't gone to bed, so I can make sure I made it on the show. So here we go.
We love you, man. Thank you for coming
All
on.
right, we love you guys as well. Have a good
That
night,
is
everyone.
dedication, and the fact you're still sober, it's crazy. 4:30
there may
in
be
the
a bit
morning
of a buzz, but we won't talk about that.
Ryan
Alrighty.
Voutilainen report.
Good night,
everybody.
everyone.
Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Good
Have a
morning.
safe trip
Of
home.
course.
And
Bye,
we
guys.
we'll go steal your video here in a little bit, and we'll show everybody.
Sounds good.
We'll show everybody. Okay, well, now that we had that a great report out of the way, time for
The Brandon Houck Report.
Oh, hi. This is the Brandon Houck Report.
brought to you by.
Smoking good barbecue.
That's right, barbecued pikes and everything. Hey, Brandon, how was your vacation there, buddy? And tell me, is it going to be sufficiently bad in Alberta next week that it's worth it for me to come storm chasing?
Well, yeah, we'll talk about the weather story first, and then I'll get to the fun part of the vacation, and then eventually the dad jokes as well. But yeah, so weather for the next, well, it's been raining, so we got a lot of storm juice this last few days here. We've got that rainfall warning in place, so it's been wet, it's been damp since I got back. Thunderstorms have been just booming when I got back earlier this week. We had one at 1 in the morning that just cracked, lightning so close that just shook the whole place here. So it was like bam, 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 and there's been a couple of rounds of that activity. A couple supercells across the area as well this week as well. And yeah, just multiple rounds of thunderstorms ever since I got back, because when I left, the last thunderstorm was July 20th. And there's no rain for a whole 2 weeks, so it's been pretty dry here. And now it's very wet again. So, yeah, that's going to ramp up the storm potential, especially this weekend coming up here. So get ready, Alberta. We're in for another round of fairly severe weather once again this weekend into next week. Next week.
I want to hear.
Mm-hmm. And then we also had quite a few funnel clouds as well. So that's been the story across central portions of the province today. I'd say I saw at least 12 funnel cloud reports in the last 2 days, and there was a potential touchdown between Bicycle and Drumheller yesterday. So we'll have the Northern Tornadoes Project investigate that. But yeah, we got another night of rain. Cool temperatures again for Friday, and then we bump those temperatures up in the low to mid 20s for the weekend, and that's going to be enough energy to fuel storms again weekend, especially Sunday and Monday of next week here, where we could be looking at the
my target days for sure.
Severe weather. Yes, that's right. It's looking juicy, and especially
Like I figured I might as well come and get this stuff on Saturday. BC is going to be having lots of storms up Vancouver Island for a couple of days, up the coast, even high to Kauai.
yeah.
Caribou going to have some storms, but I think I want to be there and catch round one, even though I don't think Saturday in the prairie side is going to be. I mean, it's maybe some foothills magic to be found.
Yeah,
but at least then I'm there, because I have a feeling that Sunday I'm going to be taken into your area quite possibly.
Oh yeah.
Or at least pass through. I have a feeling that I want to be in Saskatchewan that day. There is some foothills magic on Sunday. There's this low guy right down here by the U.S. border I was kind of looking at, and that will put me more or less in your neighborhood. So you may get a knock on the door from Joey Only at some point next week.
Well, that'll be a surprise.
Well, it won't be a surprise now. And I'll message you, be like, I'm near Brooks. But I anticipate I want to be in Saskatchewan on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Down that southern path, maybe pass by you there, and then be in Saskatchewan, and then Monday maybe I'm gonna turn around and come right back towards your neck of the woods there. Some good action by Lethbridge, maybe some good stuff up north. So I have a feeling that this time I might be closer to you for a change. So.
Oh yes, there we go.
Yeah, my favorite ice cream is the cookies and cream there, frozen yogurt. Just so you know.
Oh, cookies and cream and frozen yogurt. My favorite ice cream is Tiger Tail, so yeah, I'm far off.
I can't eat actual ice cream, so. And then some of these stuff next week, they don't look great.
Yeah.
Temperatures aren't great, but like I need to have a window to. I need to go
Oh yeah.
before storm season ends. So I mean, these aren't like remarkable days, but there's a couple days interspersed next week that look pretty good in the Alberta side. BC is going to be pretty consistent with its thunderstorm activity, I think, over the next little while. But I'm just
Yeah.
so tired of like the kind of storms we've been getting here this year have not been exceptionally good. I mean,
Oh,
like
yeah.
we got lots of popcorns going on today. There's some lightning strikes, but nothing vicious is going on. There's some signs that down by Winnipeg, Mike, you might even get some thunderstorms for a change down there. But don't hold your breath because it's never going to storm in Winnipeg again.
I don't think so, Joey. I think you're wrong. Last time you were wrong too.
No, I was right. I just wasn't the day I was intending. And then this looks really good. Maybe if this holds up there, Monday the 24th, maybe I'll get myself out there. And then I got to turn around. I think I got to be back for work on the 27th to build a bridge. But it looks like I'll have to drive away from some good weather if I do that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to the boss and be like, I need an extra day. Because look at. Oh, 3,000 plus
Storm
joules
season-
per kilogram. It's the last good go of the year.
Storm
yeah.
season's coming back.
Oh
It's
yeah.
the last. It's the fall. You know what happens in the fall, and I'll show you. I'll give you an example.
Snow.
Well, yeah, but not for us necessarily. But we'll give you an example here.
Calgary.
We're gonna go with the temperature map, and although it's really warm
yeah.
in the Northwest Territories, you can see we're talking 9 degrees at 5 in the afternoon on Monday up north.
Yeah.
And then you look down southern Alberta. So yeah, you're in Iqaluit there or wherever you're in. The Northwest Territories. Then you look down
Yep.
southern Alberta, and it's not very warm in the storm zone. 25 Celsius down there, but it's like these low pressure systems there. They get more and more ability to feed off the cold from the north and the warmth from the south. So the fact that it equals more of a spring storm season setup, if you know what I'm saying, right? So yeah, we'll come back to the forecast there. Now, Brandon, I'm going to get you to describe to me. It's going to take me a minute to find this, but I can get you to describe to me.
Before we get to the video, I'll talk about the
Okay.
plane ride because that happened before the video. So the plane ride will also tell you the full story as well going up there. The first plane ride. This is before. So yeah, we traveled up to Leduc on the 26th. Yeah, I went up to Leduc there and then got on the plane the next morning. And this is my first time ever on a charter plane. So this is pretty impressive indeed. So we get on this charter plane up at Leduc, and there's some people from Brooks there too. So it's all friends and family week up there. So a lot of local people compared to people you don't really know. And everybody knew who I was when I walked right in the door. So it was pretty cool there. And then we get on the plane, and this is my first charter flight, so I have no idea what to expect when I get on the plane here. So we get on the plane, we get our little safety thing like what you get in most planes. And then the pilots there said, oh, by the way, guys, we have a full cooler here of drinks, and there's shots over here in this other cooler. Help yourselves. And then they jump in the pilot seat, and then we get ready to take off. And once we take off, everybody starts passing the coolers back, and we all tackled the drinks on the plane as it took off there. And it was wild time, no doubt. And
Did I mention this is my 2,222nd day of sobriety?
I know. I'm sorry. I had to bring this up. But the funny part on these charter planes is we found out before, but it was probably a bad idea to drink anyways, even if it wasn't booze, because there's no public washroom on these planes. And we were traveling an hour and a half to another destinations, and we're about mid-flight here. And then we realized, oh no, a lot of us.
That's why you want the shots, because it's way less liquid.
Less liquid, yes. Though we cleaned up the shots, so they were gone by mid-flight. It was, yeah. So we had about 5 people. They really had to go to the washroom, and there's no washroom on this plane. So we had people in the back hold up a curtain while we're all just sitting there laughing. And yeah, it was quite a plane ride. So yeah, 5 people had to use the pretend public washroom, and we had to use a bucket. I know the ice bucket where the ice was. We just dumped the ice and then they used the bag, So that was the plane ride.
And
Going
the
in.
next guys who use the ice.
Yeah.
We got a question from Gary Boo Outlaw. He says, do you ever run into Sean, the what no way guy over there in your neck of the woods?
Oh. What? No way, guy.
I guess not.
I guess not. No. I have
Okay.
not.
So I got
So yeah.
Yeah.
Then
got a
after the
video
plane
here.
ride, then
Okay.
as you know, we've had all of our drinks and such, so we're already fairly giggly after the plane ride. And we have this lovely couple who work up at Uranium City for the year, live up there, and drive people from the airport to the float plane. And they go right through Uranium City. And so they're an older couple. And the one lady there, she's a crazy driver. Oh, yeah. She should be in a race car drive. She should have been a race car driver when she was the way she drives through parts of Uranium City to get us to the float plane. And she thinks she's too slow. But when you see this video, you'll notice that she is very, very fast. And we're hitting all these bumps and we're in the back seat. We're just laughing the whole way while she's trying to explain all of the stuff that happens at Uranium City and the history of Uranium City, all this stuff, doing a tour while she's going like 90 clicks an hour, going through the bush.
They don't
Yeah,
even have a
you'll-
Tim Hortons in Uranium City. What kind
Yeah.
of city is this? Let's
And
have a look.
it's just all a bunch of trees. It is.
Have a look here. Now we may have to elaborate for radio listeners what you're seeing here, Brandon.
Oh, yeah. This way. So, yeah, she's
Feel free to
driving.
describe. Yeah, she is flying down that dirt road there,
Yeah.
Hopefully nobody gets car sick.
giving her Uranium City there.
Oh, yeah. She told us, hope nobody gets car sick.
Nobody coming.
And then she's pulling up. She asked, oh, do we see anybody here? Nope.
So here's the town site. The town site was on
It's
my
a city with nobody in
You can't
it.
even tell where the town site is. They had to restore back to nature.
Okay.
And they've done a pretty good job. You'll see a few streets and that's what you'll see. This did not belong to the line, so they didn't have to tear it down.
You can see a few streets, but everything's gone.
It's gonna be bumpy.
We're just in the back.
See, but you can't even see where the town site beside us. You'll see a street up ahead, I think.
You can't even see the old town site. It's just a bunch of trees now.
Yeah.
And there's Brandon House
So here,
in Uranium City right there.
Yeah, there it
Oh,
is.
man. Good stuff.
Uranium City.
It's sort of like Chernobyl, just empty.
So yeah, then we get on the float plane after that, and it's already been a day. And I was like, oh, this is my first time on a float plane as well. So never been on one of those. That was quite an experience. And I was one guy. They asked, who's never been on a float plane before? I put my hand up right away. Yeah, never been on a float plane. And they put me in the passenger seat of right next to the pilot. So I got to. I didn't touch the controls because I had a couple drinks. Probably irresponsible for me to do that. But watch the pilot do his thing up at the front, and when we take off out of the water, and then we fly over, I'd say another hour up to our destination, Ena Lake, Saskatchewan there, and then we land on the water. It's really, really cool when you land, and it's just like we just glide across the water. It's one of the coolest things. No,
Yeah.
that. So that was day one of the vacation, and that was quite a day. First day getting there, and then next day we did some fishing. We didn't catch anything. Actually, my brother did catch a small little trout that day, but it was a slow day, hot day, temperatures mid-20s, and everybody got sunburnt the first day. Oh yeah, it was especially yeah, me too. And the one the one worker there, her knees were so sunburnt she could not feel them for days because it was insane indeed. And then we did a lot of beach volleyball, a lot of ping pong. Uh, Guys were really good at ping pong out of Quebec there. My goodness. So, but there are some very intense ping pong games, I have to say. We were like 21-19, 23-21. Like we were ripping it. And I haven't played for quite a few years, but it was really cool to get back into the style of ping pong there out at Ena Lake there. And then so then we had that big rainy day as well. We had some convective thunderstorms as well, so that was kind of cool to see up there too. And almost had a brief funnel cloud actually form on that Wednesday when we were up there. And then Thursday we had thunderstorms popping up, and then after the thunderstorms left, that's when we started catching the big fish. The 33-pound trout, lake trout, and another really good sized, I think 25-inch lake trout as well. So we caught a couple of really big fish there. And then after that, then next day, it was the Friday we were leaving, went out fishing, caught some pike, snakes and pike the next morning there, and then departed. And then the next week, it was in Calgary for a couple of days, and then ended up on a tour of the old Saddle Dome. So we got to go on a full tour, got to see them putting the ice in at the Saddle Dome for the next NHL Flames season, and then they took us down to the players' dressing rooms, and then we went into Team Canada's dressing room. Now, this is a really cool fact. I didn't know about this, but Team Canada, when they train for the Olympics and they prepare for the Olympic Games and everything like that, they do all of their training in Calgary at the Saddle Dome or at WinSport there. So when
no wonder they're losing.
But yeah, even for the 2010 Olympics as well in Vancouver, they did all their stuff in Calgary. So that is really, really cool facts I didn't know about Team Canada there. And then we got to see where the flood happened back in 2013, where the water levels of the flooding happened down at the Saddle Dome, how far the water got up and everything like that. And then what else did they show us down there? Oh, yes. It's the #1 arena for draft beer. It's another thing I found out about down there.
Oh, the NHL entry draft.
There we go. Entry draft. There we go. And and then got to look at their kitchen as well, where all food happens. And it's in the press area as well, where all the press conferences happen for the Calgary Flames. Pretty cool stuff. All right, and then that's the end of that vacation. So that was what I've been up to for the last few weeks, and now I got to catch up on these dad jokes here because they're.
Are you ready, Mike? I think Mike won the last round.
I think he did. Yeah, he did win the last round.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
All right.
Ready for the dad jokes, everybody. They're gonna be bad. Please stay tuned. We'll get back to serious stuff here soon. Okay.
All right, so here we go. We go to August. Yeah, so we finished off July the other last month there. Now we're gonna get into August here. August the 2nd.
You got 3 seconds to get it, Mike.
All right, here we go.
And then Brandon calls the buzzer.
What do kids play when they have nothing else to do?
Oh, easily they pick on other kids and beat them.
Ooh, that's incorrect.
Oh.
What do you think, Mike?
I don't know.
Okay.
Don't know? So that is board games.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. Where do penguins go to vote?
Oh, ice. I don't know.
The
Time's up.
igloos.
The South Pole.
All right. The pole, yeah.
There we go.
3 seconds only, Brandon.
All right. Which vegetable has the best kung fu?
Oh, I'm a kung fu practitioner. I should know this. Time's up there.
All right. Broccoli.
That's cheap.
Cheap. Yeah.
3
All right.
seconds, and then you call it. Just
What
for this?
classical ballet did the pig perform?
What classical ballet did what?
What classical ballet did the pig perform?
Eh. Time's up.
The Farmyard?
Swine Lake. These are terrible.
Looks like our
All right.
Vancouver Island thunderstorms have gone to bed for the night.
Yes. Where does 007 invest his money?
007?
007. There we go. 007.
Yeah, it's James Bond.
The
James
Bond
Bond.
Bank.
Ooh.
Yeah, the bonds. Yeah, we get a half point each there somehow
In the bond market.
in the bond
Woohoo.
market. See, I knew it.
All right. Which state is known for its especially small soft drinks?
North Dakota.
Ooh.
North
I don't know.
Dakota.
Minnesota.
Oh, right,
Oh, it's so
Minnesota.
close.
50 lightning strikes up the top of Harrison Lake right now.
All right. All right. Which school subject was the witch's favorite?
Eh.
Wizardry.
Spelling.
Oh, of course it was spelling.
Spelling. All right. Hopefully this next week's is better than that week. My goodness. All right. What kind of music do chiropractors like?
Something with a backbeat.
Drumming.
Something with a backbeat.
Hip hop.
Ah, right.
There we go. Hip hop. All right. What was Sherlock Holmes' favorite protein source?
Eggs.
Eh.
Mystery meat.
Oh yeah, spam, eh?
Spam. There we go. All right. Did you know that in Athens, no one wakes before noon because dawn is tough on Greece? Oh, that was a good one. All right.
Hey,
Here we go. Which state?
my phone's
Which-
just talking for no reason.
Which state has the most streets?
Florida.
No one knows.
Rhode Island.
Right. Right.
All right. This is a good one. What does garlic do when it gets hot?
Eh.
I,
Yeah, 3 seconds is all we get.
All right.
You don't have time.
It takes its clothes off.
Oh, it takes its. That's not even a joke. That's brutal.
All right. What do you call a horse that lives next door?
a
A
neighbor.
neighbor.
There we go. 2 points.
No,
There we go.
none of us get a point because we both got it.
Oh. All right. Why did the girl toss the clock out the window?
It was time to go.
It's a good one. Good guess.
She needed a timeout.
Eh.
She wanted to see time fly.
Oh yeah, of course.
There we go.
Brutal.
2 weeks
Brutal.
of terrible dad jokes.
Just the worst. Just the worst. The Brandon Houck report. Just the worst jokes you've ever heard. Just classic.
I'm glad there's just 2 of us this week for these ones.
yeah. Well, we had to make him go fast because of the hour of the show. It's 7:49, and we haven't talked to Mike yet about how there's never going to be a thunderstorm in Winnipeg again.
Yeah, it's actually quite true. We haven't had a thunderstorm in about 3 weeks now. And we've been locked into a cooler temperature pattern with temps in the low to mid 20s. We've had a couple of days where the sun's been out. Yesterday was cloudy. Justin thinks there's going to be a day or two next next 2 days. The radio listeners on Thursday and Friday of rain coming into the province, or could get upwards of 50 to 75 millimeters of rain in southwestern Manitoba, areas of East will probably get upwards of 15 to 25, and then there's a chance of some thunderstorm activity with that system that's going to come through on Friday. I was wrong in the 75. It's 20 to 40 millimeters of rain, and to 60. And next week, it looks like the heat's going to return, and we might be getting back into some thunderstorm activity towards the latter half of August. Kind of fits in with our analog years, 2006 and 2018, and
I need it.
2023. So we'll see what happens.
This is a good sign. Rainfall warning there for the southern Alberta there right now. Didn't notice this one earlier. 30 to 60 mils too. But you know what that's going to do? I think seeing some of that rain in the southern prairies is kind of give some fuel for thunderstorms next week.
It might actually add some decent moisture. It's dried out quite a bit here. Our grass is turning brown.
So I'm hoping that this is actually a sign that we'll see our thunderstorm modeling actually trend upward once this rain hits the ground and models start to account for it. That would be good.
That?
Yeah, well, the models update all the time, right? All the time. They're never like consistent. So
I didn't know they factor in ground moisture. That's new.
Well, whatever they're going to factor in humidity. Therefore, what's making the humidity often? It's the evaporation of last week's rain. They're saying the monthly forecast, southern prairies are at average, and like everywhere in the north is above average, and then BC is largely above average. So, I mean, I'm a little bit skeptical on that. You know,
I don't see it being like super hot for long periods in the prairies, even with a heat dome possible at the end of August.
I'm not skeptical on the prairie temperatures so much. I'm skeptical on BC being above average. You know, like we can see.
You guys have been really like cool lately too. Like I'm noticing some areas of BC, like right now you're getting 23 for highs.
Yeah, well, we've been getting down to like 5 degrees at nighttime with 100% humidity. Like by 10 o'clock at night, everything's soaking wet here. So, I mean, we could see some warmer temperatures still briefly later in the month, but then boom, you know, like by the 23rd, we're kind of into a cooler pattern. We got a low, like a weak system kind of go through there. We see the temperatures jump up in the prairies a little bit, you know, temporarily, but I don't see yet where the above average for BC. I mean, 31 Kelowna at the end of August is a little bit warm. Not out of the question, not a, 32 there on the 27th, it's saying. I mean, these models will change. The models will change, but, you know, like I don't see BC coming back this month into extreme fire weather. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of that across the board. That's probably good news.
Yeah, and you got the low off the coast of BC too. That's going to help keep your temperatures down.
Yeah, you know, like I think we'll still have some fire activity. I'm not saying that's going to change. It's just like, you know, the remarkable, and people don't seem to get it. Like, why do events like Summerland happen? They happen because the conditions were right for fire at that time. That everything's super dry, the Duff moisture code's high, all things combined, buildup index is really high, the drought code is very high, the initial spread index, the fire weather's high, and then you have temperatures that were like 35, 36 Celsius, and you have humidity around 20%, and you had winds blowing sometimes pretty strong, and you're into a position there where, you know, fire will, if it runs into fuel in that condition, do exactly what it did. It'll take off running, hit the ground running. So, I mean, there was no catching that fire. There was no stopping it. Like you try to bomb it, and you're just going to see everything evaporate before it hits the ground. You try to fly over top of it, and the turbulence will be rough. In fact, dangerous. And then you don't even consider that when you get to a certain temperature, you start getting up close to the 40s and then higher too. But right above a fire, it's going to be even warmer. The air gets thinner. It's hard for aircraft. You know, someone arguing is like, "Well, my sister's a pilot too." And it's like I get that they have a pilot's license and have a Cessna, but it's a little bit different than having 10,000 liters of water in your underbelly. Right, so you're trying to fly a CL 415 or something, and you're flying into conditions where the air is super, super, super hot. You're gonna have struggles to safely fly. What do you think, guys? Someone say something. I'm looking at something quickly.
I think it's crazy that you could have a heavy water bomber be able to go over a fire and it gets all turbulent. Like I thought it's just like calm air when you fly over fires. So I guess I learned something new
No.
tonight.
Well, no, because think about it. Like, what are you doing when you heat the ground and you get convection? What's going on? Air is rising, right? So when you have
Yeah.
that air rising really fast from high temperatures, you could be into some very violent thermals. So between 38C and 43C is when it starts to become dangerous for heavy aircraft to operate.
Oh, yeah.
Reduced air density. Hot air forces the molecules apart, meaning wings produce less lift. Jet engines ingest less dense air to create thrust, so you need longer takeoffs. The manufacturers have limits on their aircraft, usually at about 50 Celsius. So we saw that. But yeah, so there's things about flying an aircraft in extreme heat. I mean, everyone's just like, we want more bombers, but it's not a cure-all solution. You have to fly through the smoke. If you're flying over extreme fire behavior, it will not be very safe. In fact, it'll be very turbulent, and in some cases, you'll have trouble achieving lift. We did have a question for Frankie. He's just coming back. He's just back now. Somebody was asking Frankie about the weather in Thailand.
The weather in Thailand, so much rain going on in the rainy season in Thailand is right now.
There you go, Camel Man. And what about late fall or late winter for New Zealand, Frankie? What's going on there again?
It's late winter in New Zealand, that part of the world. There's somebody saying hi to me.
Oh, there's a car driving by saying hi.
A&W.
Are you stealing A&W's Wi-Fi, Frankie? Are you sure? Yeah, you can't steal Wi-Fi.
And the rainfall.
You can't download burgers off the Wi-Fi, unfortunately.
I just heard I'm showing you the Prince Street in Sydney.
Tell the radio listeners where you are and what you're looking at, Frankie. What stores are there?
They got KFC, Pet Value. They got Thai Express.
Thai Express.
What else they got there, Frankie?
And did you hear about this? If you want to follow me on social media, my blue skies at Frankie MacD. My link tree is Frankie McDonald. And my thread is at Frankie MacD94. My ex-former Twitter is at Frankie MacD. My Reddit is FrankDown94. My subreddit is FrankDown. My Facebook is Frankie McDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD94. My TikTok is FrankDown94. My Clapper is FrankDown94. My Twitch is FrankDown94. My Snapchat is Frankie AMCD1. My YouTube channel is Dogs and Wolves. And my LinkedIn is FrankDown. Best luck to you. I'm Frank Down. It's a Comedeorological weather report every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Atlantic.
That's Frankie, everybody out there, Sydney, Nova Scotia. Right near,
and I'm showing you Prince Street.
Yeah, what else are you seeing there, Frankie? Tell the radio listeners. They can't see.
And
Tell them what you're seeing.
They got Sobeys on Prince Street. Stop for Truck Mart.
Do they sell lobsters at that Sobeys?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when I was in Nova Scotia. You can just get lobsters like same way we get chickens that are pre-cooked.
And here's the cow tire.
There's a cow tire there for you, everybody. That's Frankie McDonald there, Sydney, Nova Scotia, the world's greatest weatherman, my good buddy, one of my best friends.
And he gets the Boston pizza there too.
They got a Boston pizza even. It's just like it's kind of like everywhere in the world, and that just a microcosm of the whole of North America, right in that street.
I was showing you a lot of places in Sydney.
I see like a Staples there too.
Staples is up the Mayflower Mall.
There's a lot of places to get Staples if you're ever in Sydney, Nova Scotia. It's
and
one
like
of their
Connor's
specialties.
Office Supplies, Connor's Basics on Charlotte Street in Sydney. You get Staples and ink cartridges and refillable ink for printer, like you when you refill your ink bottles.
Price just went up. Connors owes us $20 for advertising now.
There you go. Did you get any thunder and lightning out there yet? Today?
Not yet. I saw lightning before I went over town earlier. I saw lightning.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's pretty close. There's some severe watches I see in north end of Nova Scotia, south end of New Brunswick. A little bit of PEI, Moncton there.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of
rain head for base tomorrow night on my Base Guy show. And did you hear about this? Jason Marshall interviews me on Sunday.
Jason Marshall, we don't have cookies there. Say hi to him for me. I might be out chasing storms and stuff. Well, I'll show you the radar before we go, Frankie. Look at this. Then we got 1 minute left.
Then I got Gary and Dino going to. Where's Gary Dino going to September 11th, Myrtle Beach?
Myrtle Beach there. Yeah, here you go, Frankie. Here's the thunderstorms right now in the north end of Nova Scotia, near Upper
What about
Canard,
Vancouver
Woodside,
radar?
Bennett Bay there, Gilbert Mountain, and then you go up towards New Brunswick. A little bit of thunderstorms still there. A little bit of some heavier rains in Prince Edward Island going on right now. Lots of action out there, buddy. There's some stronger storms off the coast.
And what about the West Coast?
And then here you are, not much going on. Not much going on. It went dead on the West Coast, Frankie. It's completely gone. There's no
What
more
about Hawaii?
we can look at Hawaii, but we're running out of time. All the thunderstorms on Vancouver Island are done, but we still have thunderstorms near Bella Coola, Anaheim Lake, and whatnot in the Chilcotin there. So it's still cranking off. We're not out of fire danger completely yet, and I can't seem to find Hawaii. It's out in the ocean. There it is. We got like a special weather statement there. It looks like, Frankie. Yeah, I don't know. It's got a weird line around it. Hurricane warning. There you go. Hurricane warning, tropical storm warning remains in effect for Hawaii. You were right, Frankie. Worst weather in the world for them. Okay, that's the show this week, everybody.
That's a show.
Hope you liked it very much, and we had a lot of fun. We'll see you next week there. Thanks, Kamloops. Thanks, Lillooet. Thanks, Winnipeg. Thanks, Prince George, of course, and thanks to all our viewers right here on Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Recording stopped. And Frankie's gone. He's gone just like that. That's the show. That's the show. I didn't say it this week. It never occurred to me the conditions in the air above the fires, including the heat and the fact the aircraft manufacturers would have temperature limitations. Absolutely, yes. So, but yeah, there's all this frothing at the mouth. Where's the water bombers? And, it's like you look at the flight radar and they're flying around. They're they're out there. It's not. And we can check out where Ryan is right now. He's getting closer. I got Ryan right here, not in person, but on ship. So the Celebrity Express now, Celebrity Equinox. He gets to be on a celebrity ship. That's how famous our Ryan is. Only celebrities are allowed on that one. And he's getting close to the Strait of Gibraltar. Getting very, very close. I love that scene in Das Boot when they're, they're in the Strait of Gibraltar there and they're getting bombed by British destroyers and just epic movie. Epic movie. But there's a Celebrity Equinox right there, which is a great name for a ship that goes out and watches the eclipse.
What website is this? Oh, is it Marine Traffic?
It is that. MarineTraffic.com. Let's see if everyone's gone to bed at Flight Radar for the night here. See if any of our aircraft still. Oh, looks like they're still doing some late runs. Is that them? Yep, definitely. Although that seems weird. There's some air tractors. I think they had that one mislabeled. Yeah, I got air tractors coming into line here. So the air tractors. He's still in a holding pattern. The bird dog. What the bird dog does, Mike, is he's not just air traffic. He's not just air traffic control. But if you're ever in a ground crew and then you see a plane fly over you and its whistles going woo 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 woo, that means you're in a bad place. You're about to get bombed. So what it does is it lays out the flight path for the bombers, but often then it will go ahead of time and establish that run. It will fly that exact route for them, and then it will set off an alarm. That I may have an example somewhat nearby here for you. Actually, set off an alarm so that anybody on the ground knows that they're about to get smacked with water.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know they have those kind of alarm systems for airplanes.
Absolutely. Well,
that's really
just for
cool.
those. Just for those. So I gotta see if I can find it here. Wildfire Air Show. I got the folder here. See if I can figure out which one it is. I definitely got a bird dog coming overhead and popping his whistle at me there just to be funny. Here he is. So that's one of your bird dogs right there. And he's coming into land and he sees that I'm there filming, all set up with cameras and stuff. Gives me a little whoop.
He just gave a little chirp on his bird dog whistle.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
That is really interesting. I learned something tonight, Joey.
Except it'll go whoop 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 as it's flying over the target zone, and then that means you're in a bad place.
So if you're in a target zone and you hear that, they're gonna still dump water on you if you're there.
Yeah, well, they might not know you're there. They're just giving the general warning. It's coming. It's coming. So I have
interesting stuff.
I got a video here, actually, if I can find it. That's pretty funny. And I'll see if I can find it on my YouTube channel here. It's pretty funny because it's a bunch of party animals. And here it is. Saskatchewan hillbillies get hammered by a water bomber. We'll pull this up for a second here, and you can see for yourself some of what getting water bomb would be like. Saskatchewan party animals get hit by a water bomber. Here we go, if you can see this now. Caribou dude, what's the most northern Saskatchewan video you could find on the wide world of the web? Well, my friends, I think it's the one where the water bomber hits a bunch of party animals there at some lake in northern Saskatchewan. Let's have a look at it on the episode today. Let's go. There it is. This is bad news. My God. Okay, we don't need the intro. I'll watch the. So here's a great example of what not to do in this video today, which is stick nearby when a water bomber's hitting something. Like, get out of the way because you get hit by that. Can be really deathly covered in for dog you. hair. Nonetheless, that's not what happened in this video. Hit like, share, subscribe. Let's go. Here's a bunch of party animals. They just got hit by foam the first time. So first the water bomber comes and it's got the foam. It's a pretty low quality video because it's Saskatchewan. And it was also like a dozen years ago or something there. So Brian and his buddies are covered in the foam. Covered in the foam. We're going to see what happens.
Oh, jeez.
So, guys are freaking out. They're all drinking Pilsners there. Woo! They got foam on their house. Foam. There's a waterfall behind them there. Nestowiak Waterfall, I think it's called. Party animals there getting hit by foam. Everyone's out partying. Here's some people that are putting some water on the edge of the fire. Is right there. So the fire is edged up right next to the property. Lots of nice leafy foliage there. First time ever been hit by a water bomber. What you notice about these bombers in particular too is it doesn't take them very long to do a run. Like they are every couple minutes coming in for a run. That's why I like these smaller CL-415 type bombers. There they are drinking the Pilsners, laughing. Every couple minutes, new bomber's gonna come hit them again.
What do you think, Leslie? Pretty cool? Pretty cool. You didn't expect to be getting this? No, it's pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome, she says. The foam is there. What they're trying to do is protect the house, protect the properties. So they're putting the retardant down on the properties. Yeah, they're gunning for you. They're gunning for your buildings.
Let's look at our table here.
Protect your buildings.
Protect the buildings by putting foam on everything.
Protect your coffee, your picnic table there.
It wasn't a miss.
Now it won't burn. It's got foam on it. You should be thanking them. And probably it'll make your lawn grow better.
Whole campsite.
Yeah, they're like
just don't get it in your beer next time. You don't want that foam in your beer. So
fertilizer.
if you have one of these big aircraft dropping retardant on you, make sure you either cover your beer or you get inside. Here he comes again there. The bird dog's giving him a warning. It's like, get inside, fucking hillbillies. You're being warned. I don't know why these people are still there. I guess they're too drunk to leave. Like, we need you guys to vacate the area immediately. They're like, we can't drive. Look at us. We're fucked. Here it's coming in the distance. CL-415 made in Canada, eh? Wish BC had these ones. These are great aircraft. Precision strike. These guys are just cracking more beer, partying, having a good fucking time. Just gonna hide under the awning. Here it comes in for it on them. Big time drop onto the properties. Woo! Wham! Here comes more stuff. They got a couple guys over there with a hose spraying on it. Doesn't seem to be a very big fire. It just seems to be one little area. 3 bombers in on it.
I don't think they'll hit it again.
It's kind of in the
wrong.
green leafy foliage too. It's not like it was going to get up and run and do anything too fast. But no, they came and hit it with the bomber a bunch of times and got some fire crews on there. And these hillbillies are just having a good old fucking time, partying, laughing, loving it. This is the best party ever.
or something, you know. Get a little nut scrubbing in while you're under that.
Get some nut scrubbing in there, shirtless weirdo.
Yeah, here comes the rinse cycle. Yeah.
These fucking Saskatchewan hillbillies are just in heaven. They love it. It's like the best. They got an air show.
Neato, eh?
You don't get to see that every day.
No.
Yeah, I don't get to see that every day.
Probably.
Welcome to Camping with the Hollands, episode 1. Here's the older guy.
Here it comes again.
Let's have a look.
Here it comes again. Bird dog's gonna give him a little whistle. Wee 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 wee. That means get the fuck out of here. That's what that sound means. That you're ignoring. That wee wee wee. That's the like. Why are you still outside here? She's got a life jacket on just in case it drops too much water.
All right, guys, when he comes this time,
When he
ladies, I
comes,
want you to all pull your shirts up.
all pull your shirts up, ladies.
Be like Girls Gone Wild, Stanley Mission version.
Girls Gone Wild there, Wildfire Edition. That's what the pilot needs, is a big distraction. Here comes a giant bird flying by, too.
You see him in there?
You can see, there comes the CL415. He's got now full load. He's
All
going to
super
turn the corner
scooped up
up here once he gets past this bank of trees to line up for a straight run. He's going to try his best to ignore the titties of the Saskatchewan party animals. This guy's going to go under this spot sideways here. I'd be pretty skeptical of this big belly dumping plane. Here comes the 415, and he's going to hit it directly on. What a shot.
Precision.
Did he ever?
Still burning, though.
Mop up time now only.
Did you show that? Now, if you showed your tits, and I would have got a shot of that, it would have been a really good video.
Even if he hits it dead
Yeah,
on, it doesn't put
he
the
didn't-
fire
he didn't
out.
show the tits to the pilot, so he's unhappy about that. Bird dog's going to look and say, hey, you hit it pretty good. These Saskatchewan hillbillies aren't fucking going anywhere, so we might as well just call off the air ops in order to ensure the safety of the public. And here's the whole crowd of crazies just to cap the video off there. One of my favorite wildfire videos of all time. That's the most Saskatchewan video ever. Most northern Saskatchewan video, at least. Maybe not the most southern Saskatchewan. As you can tell, they're completely different places.
They're beautiful, guys. Let's have a round of applause for the cameraman.
Hooray for the cameraman, who was not the one flying the plane. How about the plane?
Produced and directed by Brian Mack. Special guest star Leslie Picture.
Yeah, these guys are pretty cool, though.
I'd like to party with those guys. That'd be pretty fun.
Good video, Joey.
They know how to party, them guys there.
Yeah, a bunch of
Saskatchewan
Saskatchewan rednecks.
Yeah, that's a funny one. I love that one. Definitely a funny one.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get going, Joey.
Okay, then get out of here, my friend.
Okay.
Have yourself a good week there, Mike. I got a couple more
Yeah,
things
you
I'll
too.
show. People still watching? Well, yeah, we got 25 people here still. That sounds so Saskatchewan needs someone freestyling in the background. There you go. There, that is a funny video. Oh yeah, that was pretty cool there. I like to see your comments there. Convince me. You just convinced me to go a little longer here because people are actually watching right now. So what do I got here
you want me
now?
to stay then?
Well, you can do whatever you want, but I'm doing this right now. I'm digging up a video.
Okay, I'll watch on YouTube.
Okay, well, you have yourself a good time there, Mike. See you next week, buddy.
You too.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Oh, why is it giving me such a weird? I'm trying to set up my. There we go. Here's Ryan Vodalainen. He said, "This is the moment of the eclipse." Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome there. So that was the eclipse this week there. And I'll just turn off the audio so we can watch it one more time without people clapping. A scene off the coast of Spain. Yesterday, I suppose it was. Or 2 days ago. Yeah, we have the Perseid meteor shower still going on. Just because it's not the 12th doesn't mean you won't see meteorites if you go out tonight. In fact, I find all of August is typically good. And we have no moon right now, so it's a great time to get out there. And, of course, I went outside to look at the meteorites last night, and all you could hear was some big drill from the mine here going, I was like, wells ain't the same wells it used to be, unfortunately. Okay, here's a clip. If I can find this one for you. I think this is okay. So this is in Trail BC today. This is what drives me nuts. I tell you, like, this is why I'm not in control of nuclear weapons. Because I would nuke half the planet if I had to be behind this. There's 2 trucks going up the hill, and the one in the passing lane, it cannot pass the one that's not in the passing lane. Oh boy, I would be just losing my head. Anybody who's ever done that, I hate you. I hate you very much. There, do not. Why are you trying to pass? Don't do that. Okay, this is really weird. So water levels have been so high on Williston Lake. This guy Rocky. Turn the volume down here. This is a lake, Williston Lake in northern BC, Mackenzie, BC area. And this big chunk of land is broken off and is just floating around Williston Lake. Apparently this happens every couple of years. It's not unusual. I would never suggest you go near that. Do not go near that thing. Look at that. It's so unstable. Somehow or another, the trees are still standing. This big root mat, root wad, basically. It's kind of probably like an iceberg a little bit. There's quite a bit underneath there holding it up. But you look at this and you think like, oh, let's go check it out. What's the worst that could happen? I tell you, if this thing decides to in any way change its solidity, it's pretty solid looking mass from the distance right now. But you can see on the edge of it, it's bobbing up and down. If that structure changes somehow, part of it gives way. You just don't know what the behavior of the water will be like there. Say a whole bunch of it goes underneath. There could be a great undertow. You go up to it, and quite likely some tree breaks off that's submerged right there and comes flying up out of the water. There's actually stories I've heard quite often in Williston Lake of trees, because it's like this, it's this reservoir. It's not a real lake. It's a man-made lake. So they flooded it they got a big dam there, and they flooded it. And occasionally trees that are still at the bottom of this lake just let go and come flying up out of the water over the years. So that's like they just like a torpedo jump up out of the water. That's what people tell me on Williston Lake. I mean, that seems crazy to me that a waterlogged tree would do that, but that's what they tell me. Maybe that used to be true once upon a time and not so much now. I don't know. But the water level's so high that this big landmass just broke off. And if you ever see a fake island floating around, I would not attempt to go on it. Let alone like what are the chances you're going to break through, get stuck into something, or part of it breaks off, or part of it just goes underwater all of a sudden, or the whole thing flips. So like you just don't know. But to me, that's one of the crazier videos I've seen in a little while. I thought that was pretty interesting today. By a guy named Rocky Abbott, I believe. A fake island in the lake. So yeah, I would take my boat and get further away than that. I would stay well away from that. I say that's my advice to the public, but then the kind of guy I am. Like, well, that's what I told everybody, but you can't trust me to make good decisions when it comes to being crazy. Here's the world's here's why you love playing softball. This guy here, he's up to bat there. They're having a bit of a tournament there. Both teams wearing black. See, it's hard to tell which team's what. It's good outfits there. Everyone wants to be the black team now. So this guy's gonna throw the ball softball style, and then the guy's gonna accidentally hit it and then not realize that it's in play. And then the most miraculous thing happens. Watch this. Fair ball. Fair ball. The catch. He's running like crazy. Catcher overthrows. First baseman doesn't even leap to catch it. Out to second base. Guy runs. Ball's coming in. Turns a foul tip into a triple. That's why you like playing softball. It's the caliber of competitions. So very high. So very high. Well, very high. Yeah, so we got a few things like that to show you, I guess. But really, that's kind of the show this week. Here's a good one where, so this guy, Eric Thompson, he's the communicator for Regional District Okanagan-Similkameen, and he's been 24/7 basically on the YouTube giving out public information. And one guy said to me, I don't watch guys like him. I watch citizen journalists like yourself. I said, yeah, but I watched Eric Thompson for like 3 hours on the Friday night when the fire took off to have accurate information. So whether you're hearing it from me or from him, we're both saying the same thing. And nonetheless, Eric Thompson got tired of conspiracy wackos. Here he goes.
They're saying we need a moderator. So, the problem with that is if people are going to go on here and they're going to make silly comments and they're going to be conspiracy theorist people, I don't have the time to babysit that part of it. And I'm talking to those people. And I would appreciate it if they'd go somewhere else. If you can block them as a viewer, I'll try to do that as well. It's absolutely not helpful. We are trying to share information with people who are out on evacuation order, people like me and many of my colleagues and many of the people fighting the fire and volunteers. We're trying to provide information to the greater public, people who just want information, including the media. So when people use this, okay, there's no option to block people, I get it. And, if we have to shut the comments down, what's that going to do? I'm so troubled. I don't want to go off on a tangent. I'm so troubled by people who do that, who don't know any better and don't know how to behave online. It's really troubling. But anyway, yeah, I'll talk to we're actually in the middle of an emergency. So a lot of my colleagues are working on information. So for them to have to come and moderate this is such a bummer. But I'm going to go remind them about that because, we can't have people with a bunch of unhelpful information. But I am going to talk to my colleague right now because I see her here and I'll be right back. Sorry if I was abrupt.
Yeah, I think you're just fine. I have right here, and we'll talk about this sometime on the channel this week, but I have right here a map. You probably can't see it too good. And if it comes into focus, then my face won't be in focus after, I'm sure. But this is a map of Caribou Goldfields, basically 1869, present. And I have a report here. I'll just read you a minute of it. So I had a professor come up. I met with them on Monday morning, and they wanted me to give a wildfire specialist and a weatherman's opinion on this event. So I won't read you everything, but it says starts off from the July 24th edition of the Caribou Sentinel. It says the unprecedented darkness which prevailed in the atmosphere on Tuesday is still the subject of inquiry and discussion. Well, it turns out that there was a wildfire that happened in Quesnel River, the first documented wildfire in British Columbia provincial history, 1869, and it was not caused by fucking space lasers. We had wildfires back then, too. So this wildfire, it created darkness over Barkerville. Like we've seen that in Kamloops in July. We've seen that in Prince George in the past. We've seen where the sun is eclipsed by the darkness from the wildfire. So I got a whole bunch of articles here I've been reviewing, but I gave my opinion on what happened because they said in these articles that there was basically no wind in Barkerville at the time. And then later on, ash started falling from the sky. But the reports of Quesnel River was that it was quite windy. And then my assumption is that we had a low pressure system that was situated somewhere just north of Barkerville, between here, maybe McBride, the center of the low. So then you have the comma tail was probably reaching down towards the east-west axis of the Quesnel River. So then it's blowing up that river. You may have had thunderstorm activity, maybe not. Then you have a firestorm because you got that kind of fire so hot, so it's creating the darkness over Barkerville where it's quite still. And you've got extreme fire running rank 6 to do that, to give you that kind of so to spare you from reading the whole article, but we will at some point on the channel address this 1869 wildfire story in which at least 11, but maybe up to 20 Chinese miners were killed. The fire just overran them. So this is they have some funny hypotheses in here about what caused everything. But as you go through, and I described to her right away, I said, well, this is clearly a dry cold front is coming through. And I said, when you get to the Barkerville archives, what you're going to see is that the temperature is rising day by day by day and getting hotter and hotter, like we've seen at Clinton when it blew up, like we've seen at Summerland when it blew up. The temperature is getting hotter, 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 hotter. A dry cold front comes through, makes a few thunderstorms, picks up the winds. You have, the extreme fire behavior takes off. We saw that in almost the exact same time of year. It was like July 22nd, 23rd in Wells here when the fire ran in 2024, went 10 kilometers. Boom, off it went. That same time, Jasper ran and almost burned down. We saw in 2023 the same thing happen in Scotch Creek. A dry, cold front came through at the end of a heat wave. Boom. So I basically gave her my opinion. Like, this is the common pattern for this sort of extreme wildfire activity. 1869, no space lasers started it. I'm happy to report on behalf of Eric Thompson. He's much nicer than I am. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. I can't take it. Can't take it when you spend your whole life learning about something and people come along and they're like, well, it's because of the space lasers. And like, how you can tell that people don't have a great grasp of things is that they pick one thing and that's the reason. They want to simplify everything down to one. Well, the reason is that we don't have enough bombs. The reason is bad forestry. The reason is everyone's got a different one. It's space. The reason is there's arsonists. Well, and it's like, actually, weather and fire conditions are very complicated things. There's not one reason. Two things can be true at once. It can be that it's hot. It can be that it's dry. It can be that there was lightning. It can be that someone accidentally started the fire. It can be that the condition of the fuels is unmitigated disaster. It can be many things at once except for space lasers. It can't be that because no one's doing it. It's not a thing. Okay? It's not a thing. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed tonight's rant and raving with the Stray Cats here on Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Please hit like, share, subscribe, or leave a tip if you like, or, just keep coming on back. I'd like that too. Two guys were spamming daily, says Bob. Just spamming poor Eric. And, it's toxic. These are the data centers occasionally, yeah. People, they're just trying to make 15-minute cities. A guy said this on my channel the other day. He said they're just trying to burn down towns and not rebuild them. And I said, so which town have they not been rebuilding that burned down? We've seen communities like Scotch Creek, people, they got insurance, they started to rebuild. And he says, well, they've been very slow rebuilding Lytton. I was like, well, but there's 20 buildings. They've rebuilt the municipal works. It was a toxic disaster after. You don't know, because you're not a firefighter. When I was a municipal firefighter, what I learned was that firefighters are like 30% more likely to die from cancer because homes are made of cancerous materials, siding and pipes and plastic and laminate flooring. Black smoke is very cancerous. So you get a town burned down. It was just a cancer city. It wasn't safe. It was a toxic mess. So they took time to actually get the community back to a place in which it wasn't a toxic mess there. They got 20 houses rebuilt. There's 100 people moved back in. The municipal works are back up. They got, hey, honey, here comes my daughter. They're rebuilding the town. I said, so you're wrong. The only example you can give, that's my daughter, that's Willow. The only example you can give isn't an example. It's like, so what place have they burned down to make a 50? Where's the new 15-minute city? Well, they're slow rebuilding Lytton. They're rebuilding it. Shut up. Just shut up. That's how I feel about the conspiracy people. I honestly do. I don't care if I lose a few viewers over it because you're wasting my time and you're wasting the time of serious people. And that's how I feel about it. So it's not one thing. It's not because we don't have the Mars anymore. It's not because the government doesn't care. It's like, man, they've saved 70 Mile House. They saved Clinton. They saved Boston Bar. They saved Summerland. They're rebuilding Lytton. They're rebuilding Jasper. They've been rebuilding Scotch Creek and places in Kelowna that burned down. Where is it? Where is this mythical, magical fucking place? You're just talking because you like the sound of your voice. You're not an expert. You don't know. There's a lot of complicated factors that go into everything. Reality is not simple. There's not a one answer fits everything. You can't just be like, well, the reason this is happening is because of one thing. It's not how reality actually works. It's not how weather conditions, fire behavior, how the condition of the fuels. There's so many things that need to come together in order for a day like Summerland last week to go off. It's not like if you in November go out and start a fire at the edge of Summerland, you're going to have the same activity. You're not going to have flames standing up 200 feet tall. Unless it's like 80K winds maybe and there's no snow on the ground yet. When the air is humid, fire breathes air. Fire doesn't like water. If the air is humid, fires don't burn well. You know this from trying to light a fire in the fall. You know, been a cool day. It's damp out, and you're trying to get your fire to go, and it's struggling. And you put more paper, more gas, put more gas on it. It still won't go. But then you go out there and you go to light a campfire when it's 36 degrees Celsius out and 15% humidity, and basically first try every time, boom, she's up and running. Okay, so you shouldn't have campfires in those conditions. But I'm just trying to explain to you that, there's definite weather reasons. And then we know that lightning is the vast majority of problem fires. The vast majority is caused by lightning. 60% of all fires in the last 20 years. And I posted that today, and guys like, where'd you get that stat from? And I was like, it's BC Wildfire's stat. Like, they know what they're doing, man. They just say 4 towns. They say 4 communities that you told me the government's trying to burn down to make data centers, which isn't a thing. Or the conspiracy I heard that the reason they're burning Clinton down is because they want to make a big solar farm. So the environmentalists who don't want to harm the earth are burning the earth down. Like, you just admit that summers are hotter than they used to be. Admit it. Don't give me this, well, when I was a kid, it was 40 Celsius all the time in Kamloops. I've seen the records of how many times Kamloops has actually hit 48 or 40 Celsius. It's not as many times as you think. A lot of summers it does once or twice. 38, pretty common. 36 often. 31, pretty normal. 40 Celsius isn't an easy number to hit in the world of weather. But we have this tendency as humans to kind of remember the most extreme thing and just kind of like attach all reality to that. It's like, well, I remember back in the day when it was 40 Celsius all the time, but it wasn't all the time. It was like a day here or two and a heat wave, right? So we're hitting warmer and warmer temperatures. But the reality is this: I was talking to my friend in emergency today, and we're on pace right now to burn. I think it's like 460,000 hectares has been the average this last 10 years in BC burnt. We're at like 420,000 hectares right now. We're in the range of what's been normal. As bad as that sounds, I know like we've had a pretty scary season. The problem, I said to them, is where the fires have been. They've been unfortunately not in good places. That's true. We've had fires in places that are undesirable. Breakout right near Boston Bar. Breakout on 2 sides of Clinton. Breakout, from near Summerland when the wind is ripping. Unfortunately for Okanagan Indian Band, breakout right in the community before anyone could do anything, because it was so hot, it was so dry, winds were blasting 70. Thing went. So there's one community out of 5. Unfortunately, it was a First Nations one, and it's not that anyone wanted to do that either. Everybody I ever worked with in Wildfire wants to win. They wake up in the morning like, I want to win, thinking about it, It's just like when they get the word, you're getting deployed to Summerland, everyone's like, yes, let's get it. Like, you got to understand, these people are stoked to go out there and do their part for the province. And to sit there and just trash talk endlessly, it's so toxic. It's so unbelievable. And for the last bunch of years, last 10 years, because I've been working Wildfire for 10 years, and this year I took the year off, and I think I'm done. I think it's a career. I think I'm done. I don't want to be muzzled in any way, and I don't want to be not available to be this as much as I can, be your weatherman. So, professionalism kind of muzzles you. I feel like I turned down $5,000 worth of work last week in order to just keep being your weatherman. So that's why, if you want to keep supporting me, I really appreciate it. I could have been working fire right now, in which case I'd have to be professional and be quiet. But what happens is, over those years, some of the worst fire seasons, I was just too busy working to notice all the crazy things that people were saying. And I was aware of it, but this time I'm kind of like just having to absorb a lot of it. A lot of people just, mad at me for being the messenger. Just telling you like it is. Telling it like it is. We saved Clinton. We saved 70 Mile House. We saved Boston Bar. We saved Summerland. Lots of my brothers and sisters who I've worked with, some of my good friends were at those fires. And they worked their ass off, and I know them. I know them personally. They worked their asses off. They worked during Clinton. My one friend showed me her feet after the Friday night of the big blow up. She took off her boots, and I've had this too as a firefighter, where I was running around so hard all day, trying to keep up, trying to win. I took my boots off at the end of the day, and my feet were bleeding. just like hers were. And I said, been there. That's how you know you're in the game where you're just going so hard that you're not even paying attention to your adrenaline's so high, you're not paying attention to your own pain and suffering or hunger or fatigue. It's just fight. Just fight is all you feel. Been there when the wall of flames is coming down and I'm running full speed down to the pump site and I turn off the pump and I start ripping shit apart. And Walter's like, hey, boss, what's going on? I'm like, get out right now. Fire 50 feet away. Let's go. He can't see the flames are eating the trees up. Running through water up to my knees. Running in my feet, just, socks just becoming bloody messes. This is what people do for you. You're going to sit there and talk conspiracies about them. Eric's being nice about it. I don't have to be nice. I don't work for anybody. I have no advertisers. I have no producer. I have no government body anymore telling me what I can and can't say. I'll just tell you straight up. Shut the fuck up for the good of the province and everybody around you. We're all on the same team. We all want the same thing. We want BC to be a better place. We want to win. We want to thrive. We want to have our communities. We don't want to see people lose everything. We don't want to see unnecessary suffering. Even when animals are getting burnt up because everyone's got to run so fast. A woman lost her life an 80-year-old person lost their life on Friday night. I reported that on my show. And I knew that from somebody who was there in emergency telling me, we think someone died today, Joey. It's not public news yet. I said, okay, well, I spilled the beans. I said it before anybody else. And that's why you watch me, because nothing bounds me from what I can and can't say. The only thing that I care about is the truth. It's the only thing I care about. And sometimes I'm wrong, and sometimes but generally I'm not. There was the reports that maybe I'm not in focus anymore. I hate that. The reports that this guy was maybe an arsonist, and that's why I didn't put his name out. I said, if you know anything about this, maybe contact the RCMP. This seems like a pretty good lead. The RCMP says, no, he's not a suspect. Okay. So I wasn't trying to send out misinformation. That's an example of when maybe I was wrong to jump the gun. But again, I didn't say the person's name. I said, we don't know if this person actually is or isn't. These are suspicious actions. And what I said for advice was, don't be acting suspiciously during wildfire season. People are looking for blood. They're looking for someone to blame. So I'm too blurry now, I guess. Can't see my face anymore. I should go spend a few minutes with my kids here and hang out. I've been enjoying, people calling firefighters lazy. Man. And, I'd like to see what kind of physical strength these people have, what kind of levels of endurance and energy they have, because I know I could probably outrun them still at 47. I run up these mountains like nothing still. You're going to call firefighters lazy, man? I broke my body for this province. Yeah. Guys like this, this character, what'd you say his name was? Chris Boffa. Just talk. It's all talk. It's all cheap talk. It's like trying to get attention. But people who, you got a problem, join the service. Let's see if you can pass the fitness test there. Let's see if you can pass that ramp test. I don't think they do the ramp test now because it's sort of dangerous. People get hurt sometimes going up and down the ramp with all that weight on. I was in favor of the ramp test because I'm kind of old school. I'm like, well, I think it should be that way because if you get hurt, well, then you don't fucking deserve to be a firefighter. But, WorkSafe's like, well, that's kind of harsh. That's kind of harsh, Joey. But that's how I feel. I've said things like that before to people like, it's cool that you're a vegan, but, we're going to get stuck out there this week. We're going to get cut off in the fire, and you're going to have to eat the asshole out of a dead skunk. That's the way it is, And, they're trying to make that less and less a thing. But when I got into the service, I fully accepted that it's going to be hard. It's going to be hardcore. And I'm okay with that. I've always been okay with that. I don't think that Chris Boffa guy has ever had a hard day in his life. I don't know him from a hole in the ground, but easy to sit there and throw mud. Easy to sit there and throw mud. Calling firefighters lazy. You got to pass a fitness test just to go to work, man. You got a fitness test for your job as a welder or whatever you do? No, probably a piss test only. Anyways, that's the show. Sorry for ranting for a little while, but that stuff, whatever Eric was saying there, I get it, man. You know, like there's only so much a guy can take of like having to answer the same questions over and over again. 10 years I've been hearing this stuff. 10 years I've been hearing this stuff, and still show me an example of a community they burnt down and put an AI data center there or some other crap. Now let's end on a positive news. That's a little good. This is
Penticton Sikh Temple getting the food ready for the evacuees of the Summerland fire. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
People trying real hard to do whatever they can. I understand that, you know, the Punjab community is always the first ones to show up and feed everybody. I know this from having been a young broke punk in my youth who went to gurdwaras often to get food. You know, not once did they. Like I also remember when I was homeless, I went to the Christian street ministry, and they're like, well, you can have a hot dog after we preach a sermon at you. And I said, you know what? I'm okay with being hungry. See ya. You go into the Sikh temple, no one look at you, no one say a word. I must have eaten at the Sikh temple hundreds of times when I was in my 20s. You know, I'm broke, like dead broke, trying to be a young musician, trying to be a young artist, trying to survive, make my way in the world with no family or resources or nothing behind me. I went to that Sikh temple, you know, 4 times a week sometimes. And the Gurdwara, no one ever even look at you. Just you hold your tray out, they put stuff on it, give you a little nod. No one talk to you, no one tell you what you're supposed to think or believe or how to dress, or they just come in, you eat your food quietly, you go outside, you're gone. Because they just believe that, you know, this seems like a revolutionary thought, but they just believe that it's good spiritual practice to feed people, to share with the community, to just make sure people have food. We all need to have food. It's just, you know, it's not like here's our chance to bring people in and show them and turn them into something or convince them of anything. You're hungry? Oh, well, we got food going on. If you want some, come get some. So shout out to the Sikh community, the Punjab community. Shout out to Penticton Sikh Temple for tirelessly feeding people. They've even been delivering food to evacuees that don't have access to vehicles. You know, they go to their way, not for any other reason, but because of the goodness of what human community is supposed to be. We need more of that attitude. We need more of the just give, just do. In my own way here, I'm trying to give what I can. You know, someone was asking me about my role the other day, or like why, you know, what motivates me, or why did I start, you know, those kinds of questions. And I said, honestly, there was a time in which I knew what was going to happen. And this goes back 12 years ago before I started Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers. And of course, when I first started, I wasn't very prolific. I didn't have the technology I have now. I didn't have all the programs I have now. I had very basic things to kind of show what I said was coming. But I had this understanding back then that if I know something's going to happen and I don't say anything and then people get hurt or killed, that makes me a bad person. Like I knew there was an avalanche risk this weekend, and I just sitting here in my own little world. Well, good luck with that. You know, so now, like, I still get frustrated sometimes because I make these avalanche forecasts sometimes in the wintertime, and they get, you know, literally 200 views, and then 3 people die of an avalanche that weekend. I'm like, I'm trying so hard to reach you and tell you. But I realize all I can do is talk. So it's like I take the knowledge I have, the information, the connections I have out there, I put it out there for you, and that I can wake up in the morning and go look in the mirror and say to myself, Joey, you're trying to do something good for humanity. And I don't care about glory or fame, or if I did, I would have shut my mouth a long time ago about a lot of stuff. If I cared about how big can I be, I'd be talking about space lasers because the algorithms would push me. And I'd probably have 500,000 followers right now if I'm talking about space lasers on Facebook instead of 13,000. You know, just put it in a context. I've like shot myself in the foot from having like actual success by just saying what I know is true. Nonetheless, if I was that interested, there's a lot of things I wouldn't do. But I'm only interested in doing what I can, and the more people support and come along and come for the ride. You know, I think about friendships I've made along the way. You know, I see Lisa still in the comments there. Good example. Shelly and Kevin, good example. I've been stopping at their house and staying there on my way through to go storm chasing in Alberta. Lana, who watched my dog. These are people who I didn't know before I started doing this, and people who are part of my life now. I've been chatting with Holly a bit this last week there, and she's been letting me know what's going on in Lillooet. Another example. I've had some social benefit, I guess, but really I'm still just a loner who spends a lot of my life doing my own thing. This is part of my own thing. I'm glad you could be here for it. I think that's the show this week. Thanks so much for coming. I don't know if there's anything else you want me to say or show. I mean, we talked about temperature expectations for the next week. We talked about thunderstorms for the next week. We talked about fire behavior expectations. I appreciate you too. You're a mega supporter, Lisa. I probably couldn't have survived without a couple of people like you. Like there was a time where I just wasn't sure this would work. How long can I go before I have to go to work? And now I have been working for Dean, and I never said this out loud at all. But part of why I like working for Dean isn't just that the money's really good. It's that he's also one of the bosses of Prince George Search and Rescue. So everybody he's hired are very cool. We have an avalanche specialist who's our mechanic. This isn't what I'm going to say on Facebook, but it's the end of the show, and only a few of you are here. One of the foreman's wife's a WestJet pilot. This isn't a construction crew of dummies. It's a construction crew of good people. And he likes to find people that he likes, that suit him and suit the company, and train them. So I got to run an excavator for the first time on the last trip. Well, can you just load up the dump truck yourself so I don't have to be over there doing that? You just load your rock truck and then go dump your loads over there where we need it. And we don't have to send someone over there to run an excavator. I was like, I guess I'll try running an excavator, and it turns out I'm an old farm boy. I'm not saying I was good right away. I mean, it takes a long time to be a good excavator operator, but I instantly was like, okay, I get it. This is the demystification of the excavator, I found out. So Dean's really good that way. Like he wants people that suit the attitude of him. And then all the jobs they take are these like bush jobs in remote locations. So everyone has to like live super hard. And so like honestly, I'm at the point now I'm starting to succeed enough on this channel and with my social media impact that I don't necessarily need to go work these jobs now, but part of me wants to be part of Dean's crew. I like learning from them. I like being part of it. When your boss is a PG SAR boss, you're like, man, I'm with good people who care. Try to do the right things and treat each other right. There's been no racism on the job and no bullshit. Whereas who's coming into Wells here for the mine? There's all these like Fort McMurray kind of type of guys, Ooh, young jockey kind of guys, and that's a whole other discussion. Wells is being destroyed. My town's being destroyed. It's like systematically being torn apart. The mine is buying up every property they can here. And these investors from Toronto, I've been trying to tell people in Wells, they don't care about your community, and they don't get it. But that's a whole different discussion. Yeah, the corporate power. So yeah, I'm probably going to go work 2 jobs still in the next month and a half for Dean, and I think by that time, certainly when we go and we're going to go to Wells Gray Park, and we're going to build on a hiking trail. We're going to replace one of their bridges over a substantial river. So it's going to be an interesting project. And of course, these projects, it's not just like building a highway or something. It's like we have all these environmental things that have to be done, and I agree with them. Like we just put a fish culvert in, and it was a waterfall, the old culvert. Water was just running out of it and dropping 3 feet. And now then they put minnow traps there and caught 94 fish. And there's like clearly there's fish of rainbows and dollies and things that would access. So now they're going to send all those fish are going to be able to go up the river now. The river's finally open. And I feel good about doing those kinds of jobs. I do. So I want to be part of Dean's crew. I want to be part of his company, but not too much because I want to be your weatherman more. So I think he gets that. Call me when you need a guy real bad, but I don't want to be full time either. But yeah, I love working for Dean, and that's part of it. So maybe gonna go storm chasing. Probably gonna go leave tomorrow. Brandon convinced me it's gonna be good enough. It's gonna be good enough. So we'll see if we get any more tornado videos. I'll show you one last thing here, I guess, before we go. And a lot of you have seen it. In fact, channel members have probably seen the whole movie now already. But I have a movie up on my channel that I've made, and I got a few on this channel. But this is my new one. It's called The Great Canadian Tornado Chase. As many of you know, we caught a number of tornadoes on our trip there last month. So I made a promo video for it. And if you're a channel member, you can watch the 90-minute movie right now. And what I did was I took about 4 hours of footage and boiled it down to 90 minutes, just the most action-packed 90 minutes. Just storm. It's all about the storm, I realized. It's like there's no need for discussion of where we slept last night or tell a greater story or any drama or anything. No, it's just the storm. This is the promo for it.
Oh boy, this one's nuts. There it is. There it is. So we know there's a tornado warning. Holy. It's in there. It's back there. It's a big fat friggin' wedge. Oh, wedge tornado. We got ourselves a nader, buddy. That was very scary. Very scary moment right now. Trailer was rolled. It's on the ground. Tornado on the ground right now. Under your hatch. It's gonna get windy. Oh boy. Go. It is so angry. It does not know what to do. Throwing rocks. Hey Josh, we gotta go. Tornado. It's moving so fast. Once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah.
It's so bad for photographs.
Hopefully there's a good one. That's it. Anything can happen. Everything about this is so extreme. See?
Yeah, everything about this is so extreme. That's what the movie's an extreme movie. Everything's just extreme. It's like pure weather violence for 90 minutes. I think you'll love it. So if you're a channel member, buy me a coffee or higher. You can go watch that tonight. And I would love it if you did, because that's how you keep me in business and keep me working construction less. All right, that's the show for this week. Thanks, everybody, so much for being here. And thanks for putting up with my ranting and raving. And it's a good time. And it'll be September 1st. It'll be ready for everybody. So whether you're a member or not, in 16, 17 days times, you will be able to go watch that movie anyways. So you don't have to be a channel member. Just got to be patient. But if you're a channel member, it's up there for you right now. That's the show this week, everybody. We'll see you. Might not make a forecast in the morning. We'll see. Kind of covered everything tonight, but sometimes I feel like the long format show isn't the best. Sometimes just having another 10-minute forecast in the morning is what people need. So especially if I take off. So we'll see about that. Okay.